shot on goal is going to be saved by Instinct there, and Boise State is just barely holding on to this narrow lead. Can they get some sort of insurance goal to give them some breathing room? Well, Cosmo's going to try to set it up down to where Instinct is. Danger set up, but Bowlby is right there ready to save.
It took all three members of the side of Central Florida, however, in the goal to secure that from going through. They need to work on those rotations and spread out just a tiny bit more. Snipes is managing to steal it away here from Danger, but Instinct popping over their teammate's hood, steals it yet again, but then Bowlby maintains some possession to pass it over to Bits, and the shot from Snipes on goal is too high. The secondary one, however, will go in.
Yeah, Boise State was just kind of unfortunately, you can see Instinct getting some boost there, isn't able to rotate back in quick enough, leaving Snipes to just kind of be his own follow-up.
So in regards to Boise State, that would just be a little bit of make sure you're calling to your teammates if you're getting boost, and that someone else needs to help cover for you as we go into that next kickoff. It does drop right in front of the goal to Cosmo, playing it around Bits. Snipes collides with Cosmo in mid-flight to allow it to go to the left side. Danger, however, manages to get the better touch on that ball. Now it's right in front of the Central Florida goal. Instinct takes it away on the left side, trying to play it over Bowlby, but Bowlby pops it up with their hood and takes it away.
Now being driven right back up toward Boise State's goal. We have 30 seconds remaining and a very crucial goal by Bits.
I gotta watch this replay. That was like so clean. Off the wall, Cosmo tried to go up to get it. Miscalculation on their part. Unfortunately, Instinct even trying to stop it from going in. It was just perfect high corner placement. Even in soccer terms, that was a beautiful goal.
Now the next kickoff, Cosmo gets the better of that one, but Danger isn't able to cheat after he gets demoed. So now the Broncos are going to be struggling to try to get that side control back. Instinct is able to drive it up the field, is going to run right into Snipes there, is now going to be going up the wall to contest, isn't able to stop Snipes there. Snipes plays around Cosmo too, and is going to be centering up for another goal right in front of the Broncos goal. Snipes actually gets credited with a shot on goal, but the Broncos might try to keep it up in the air. As long as that ball stays in the air, the round keeps going on. Cosmo setting up for Danger toward the goal, and great play by UCF to get the first win for them.
That was such a close game. Snipes definitely walked away with a little bit of pride in their pocket, so to speak, with that last goal to bring them out on top for that first one. But Jacob, in your opinion, what do you feel like Boise State needs to fix in order to make sure that that doesn't happen again and they can come out on top in this next round?
Well, they had a few issues with communication. You know, double commits are something you never want to see, especially at this level with players with this much experience. It can kind of just show that maybe their communication just needs to be worked out. You know, like we said, 7 games, it's a long haul, so maybe they just need to get in the groove with communicating with each other, and I think that's going to be the main thing that helps them, just making sure that they're not double committing, and like we saw with Instinct, just calling out if they're going to get some boost.
Definitely can't argue with that point. I mean, also one strategy might be to do a little bit more disruption play on the standout player of Snipes. I believe we're saying that right. It could be Snippy. It's a menagerie of letters. But in that regard, you know that that player was doing a lot of work in the last round, so hopefully the Boise State players keep that in mind and try to disrupt their pathing just a little bit more, because I believe out of the 3 goals that were scored, 2 of them were from Snipes that round. So if you want to kind of shut down their powerhouse, one way to do it is to just get in front of them.
Yeah, that is a very clear thing, especially as we were talking about the demos. If you're able to take out Snipes at the right time, that could be a great sign for the rest of the game. Kickoff slightly in the favor of Central Florida, and the demos onto Boise State have been sort of relentless for Central Florida, and they're going to be looking to try to clear it. Actually, Boise State still, despite that demo, has the side control going. That's one thing they lacked in the last game. Snipes is going to stop that, but Instinct keeps the ball, trying to center it up. Actually gets credited with a shot there. Cosmo centering it up, but no one there to follow it up. Danger is actually waiting back for the defense so that they can stop Central Florida here, and hopefully they can do that.
Snipes pops the ball up to try and get a pass over one of their teammates. It is disrupted. Instinct and Cosmo double team up on the other goal, however, and managed to score the first one in just a little over 30 seconds for the side of Boise State. But as you mentioned, those demolitions, we're seeing them almost every single kickoff here. Do you think the BSU players need to start avoiding that?
It's one thing to keep in mind. Now, if they get a really good tap here off the edge, then it's not something that they need to worry about too much, mainly in terms of if they're planning to cheat or not. They need to make sure that their person waiting back there is not going to be demoed, excuse me. And right now, Boise State playing a bit of defense right now. Cosmo pushing off to the corner is actually going to play it himself over to Instinct in the middle of the field. Back over to Cosmo. You saw a great setup for a goal there, but now Danger has to rush in there to do some defense as these counterattacks can be so quick. Very clutch save there from Danger, and he is able to demo Bits, and that's some of that disruption you were talking about there, Nerdy, allowing Boise State to get a little bit of extra time so they can clear this.
We did have Danger try and pop it up over Snipes there. It was disrupted, but still ends up on the side of Central Florida. Instinct and Bits will collide. Cosmo taking it at the midfield with the follow-up there, almost shot on goal from Instinct, but it's still in Bits' tires as we see it taken away by Danger. Now Bolby has it right on top of their own goal, tries to clear it away. It does get disrupted by Cosmo, but still in the wrong direction as the ball gets tossed to Bolby.
Now all members of Boise State are kind of huddled up around in front of their goal. Look at Danger here. Is going to try to take advantage of that goal left open by Snipes there, who actually gets the save there. He was really the only one playing defense there. And now Bits is going to get a great clear back over to Boise State. Danger puts it back over toward the center where Bolby is able to intercept it. Is now going to be contesting with Danger. Centering pass comes through. Dangerous situation for the Broncos, but luckily Cosmo's there. Two pass into Danger. Counterattack toward the goal. Just a little bit too far up and to the right.
Bits did get a slight clear on that one as well, but it went right to Instinct, who takes it up the ceiling, bouncing it down. It's hit by Cosmo, hit by Danger, but neither one go in that crossbar. Everyone does not enjoy, but everyone is out of the goal now. Instinct finds the second one for Boise State.
And that is just that great rotation that you see there. All the members of Central Florida think, oh, we're going to reset now, get some boost and clear. Nope.
No one was ready for it. That was beautiful. Even if it takes all three members to get a touch on that ball before it goes in, it's worth it. Right now as we head into our next kickoff, everybody just
Did you see that? I don't know if I've seen anyone really go for the kickoff. All three members, no one's hanging back to maybe defend or get some boost. I wonder what that says for Central Florida's mindset right now.
Well, unfortunately, ball hog is never something you want to get the title of in any sport, even soccer, as we do now have Danger with the help of Cosmo find another goal. The assist is quintessential to making these things happen. Make sure you clean up your rotations and make sure you are calling passes and possessions of the ball. Last thing you want to see is everybody clamoring for it at a kickoff. Let's hope it doesn't happen again as we go right into the next one.
Kickoff way in favor of Cosmo there, gets them the side control right off the bat. Bits has to play instantly defense there. Luckily, they all have filled up on boost, but Boise State also has some boost of their own to use. Danger is going to rotate in here, is able to steal the corner boost. It goes back to the center of the field. Boise State keeping it alive, but Bits trying to get the clear. Is able to get Cosmo's able to redirect it just a little bit there. Trying to play it around, takes it away from Bolby, who is trying to dribble it on top of his roof there. Cosmo, look at that redirect. Are you kidding me? That is so well calculated.
We have Bits play it off that back wall. It does drop right onto Cosmo's hood. Instinct comes flying in. It's sent away by one of the by the Central Florida members, though. And now Instinct takes out Snipes in return for one of those earlier demos.
There goes a clear from Central Florida off to the center where Cosmo's waiting. Bolby there is able to pop it up, but gets that disrupt right from Instinct, who's able to shove him right out of the way. Now here comes Bits, is trying to play it over towards Snipes to get in the goal, but Boise State is just too good right now. They are going to clear it way back over toward the blue side of the field. And now with 1 minute remaining, time is quickly running out for Central Florida to get 3 goals. That's a tall ask with just 1 minute.
Now we have Bits, who tries to steal away from Instinct, but it still ends up in the corner on their side of the field. Instinct barely taps it in. Oh.
That is unfortunate there. Just one of those very weird angles, but great job from Instinct there to just kind of redirect it slightly.
In those situations, there's like almost nothing you could do.
Yeah. And in situations like this, I don't know really if there is anything else Central Florida can do, because now we have about 45 seconds left and they have to score 4 goals right away. You know, okay, I'm going to make my first prediction of the season. I think Boise State has the second game pretty well locked up. As long as they can keep this defense going, it's really a thing of they don't have to get too aggressive here. All they have to do is just focus on clears and side controls with 30 seconds left.
In 30 seconds, we've only ever seen 3 goals scored by a team on Boise State in general. So I think that's a safe prediction to go with, as now it seems like they're trying to make sure that they get their passes clean to one another for the Boise State side. It does get disrupted there. Danger will elevate, smacking it down into the corner, stealing that mega boost in the corner as well. Instinct tossing it in over to Danger, but unfortunately trying to be sure they had the insurance follow-up, knocked it away.
And I think the Broncos are thoroughly alive now. I think that first round was kind of a little bit, there was just a, let's just say there was a little bit of rust in the gear, so to speak.
It was a warm-up match. It happens. Well, tonight, as we mentioned, this is our Gridiron Rivals series. The Boise State football program begins their 2021 campaign next week. A number of tickets options are available for you to cheer on the Broncos amidst the chaos on the blue. Home opponents include the Air Force, Nevada, Oklahoma State, and more. To view available ticket options or to purchase them, visit BoiseStateSports.com. And, you know, you'll get to be able to see some of the esports players there themselves, as a couple of them are actually in the marching band. So cheer them on as well, because all of our family is well loved here at Boise State. That extends beyond our esports program into all of the other athletic departments here.
Oh, we just had a great event, you know, a few weeks ago with the basketball team. It was so amazing. Luckily, we're seeing, well, kind of the same performance that, let me just say, the basketball team needs to practice Rocket League. That's all I'm going to say, but we really do feel like a family when we have all those collaborations. So.
I'll be fair, though. When we allow the athletic players to pick the game of their choice, they definitely demonstrate to us that, our profession is, you know, the game that we so choose, which here is like Rocket League, Valorant. For a while, we did have Rainbow Six Siege, and we do have some Call of Duty gameplay, but I distinctly remember playing Call of Duty against our football team, and that was quite painful. So it definitely encouraged me to get better at it and made me believe that they could be multi-sport athletes if they decided to go for an esports position as well, if they could work it into their schedule.
A lot of talent with our athletic department, a lot of talent we're currently seeing with the Broncos right now in this Rocket League game. I think the major thing that really improved between those two rounds was just the side control for the Broncos. They had a lot better time clearing it. They weren't really allowing Central Florida to really interfere with them. And anything, they were the ones kind of shoving into Central Florida, knocking them out of their positions, and being able to get those passes cleaned up.
It seemed as though Boise State definitely got in the head, or at least analyzed the strategies of UCF, and managed to use all that information quite effectively, even after just 5 minutes of watching them. As we go into our next game here, we're about a little over 30 seconds in, no goals scored yet, so that's a good sign for Central Florida, as they have now changed things up in order to take on Boise State. Instinct trying to play it over a couple members here of Central Florida, but it does get taken away, but there's still a follow-up in the form of Cosmo Buster, who scores the first goal.
This is really a pattern for the Broncos. They managed to get their first goal before the first minute is up, and great read there by Cosmo. Only one member of Central Florida really was able to try to, Bobby there was trying to save it. Once they was able to get it over him, it was just a quick shot toward the goal. Speaking of a quick shot toward the goal, Instinct getting the better of that kickoff, instantly centering it up there, but it's not going to find it.
The kickoffs definitely have improved for Boise State, managing to avoid getting demoed after those first few that we saw not go in their favor. Speaking of demos, Bits takes out Instinct right away. Cosmo gets a shot on goal, sniping it down to the bottom. It does bounce off of a couple members there in the goal. Bits managed to save it, now taking it down. It drops on top of Instinct, who now gets to maintain possession here, playing it off the wall at the midfield.
Unfortunately, Central Florida, that was a double commit really high up in the air too, so both players committing a lot of boosts to that play. And that is really something that they need to clean up right now, as the Broncos are playing off each other beautifully so far. But look at Snipes here. He's going to try, runs right into Cosmo in mid-air to ground that. And now Instinct is going to come in. Bobby beats him to it, though, right off the backboard. Is there a follow-up from Central Florida? Gets deflected by Boise State before the shot can be made. And Instinct there, just a little bit of a hop up there to push that off to the side. Look out there for Bobby. How did that not go in? Oh, that's about as close as it can get.
Gotta love those classic soccer rules. The entire ball has to cross the line, not just a portion of it for it to count. And unfortunately, when you have, you know, actual coding in there to make sure it's the true goal, it won't go in your favor.
You can't really complain to the ref, you know.
Nope.
It's no.
You can't. You just can't. And Bits is just going to have to try again, my friend, as he takes it up the left wall. Does get a shot. It's a little too high. Cosmo elevates to knock it down here in the corner. Danger is right there waiting for them to pass it over to them. It does end up with Instinct passing it back to Cosmo, and Danger there with the mid shot. Going for the goal. Cosmo's inside of the goal trying to play some disruption, but it does go wide right.
Look at Bits getting 3 saves right now. If there's sort of a defensive hat trick, it would go to him right now. Danger, though, is going to center it up towards Instinct, and it's right up. Bits, you can't get it past him this round.
Bits, I really hate to say this to you, but you might be the target of some demolitions plays coming out from Boise State here. It's not a bad thing. It just means you're doing your job too well, and that's the only option they're going to have left because you have denied 5 goals already, and we are just under the 2-minute mark as Cosmo tries to play it over Bits, and a collision of 2 players above Bits allows them to take it down towards the goal. Danger does snipe it away, though.
Ooh, before Bowlby can make a play, the ball is grounded by Boise State. Danger, just tries to keep it in there. Cosmo sees his opening, but Bits yet again is now up to 6 saves, I believe. Bowlby is going to get one of his own, but the shots on goal differential is what is the key story here, Nerdy. You can see 8 shots on goal to only 1 from Central Florida.
Perhaps Central Florida is taking this as a moment to make sure they secure their defensive play and analyze more of Boise State taking things slow. After all, it is only a 1-goal differential here on this game as we are almost hitting that 1-minute mark. So if you're playing your defense well and just wait for your opportunity, we could see Central Florida tie this up as it take us into overtime, but the ball is right in front of their goal. Instinct, however, gets the ball taken away by Snipes, who tosses it to Bits. Now they're taking it up the midfield, but it's immediately taken away by one of the Boise State players.
Well, as crude and unrefined as it may sound, it's the same for soccer or hockey. When you have a shot on goal differential this much, if you just keep trying, eventually one's got to go in. And Bits certainly tried there, was saved by Danger, and speaking of, right in the corner, Danger gets the 2nd goal for Boise State.
That was, I want to see this replay because I think it was almost at, just past the midfield line there was that shot. That's insane. Nicely done. That is like sniping with a soccer ball. Beautiful.
But Snipes is supposed to do that. Well, in any case, Bowlby gets the better of that kickoff, and that's going to mean the Broncos are defending right off the bat here. Danger with a nice hit right over to midfield. Instinct is going to take advantage of that, trying to set it up. Look out for the shot here from Danger. He gets another one.
24 seconds remaining, 3-goal differential here. If the side of Central Florida wants to bring this into overtime, they have to play these next kickoffs perfectly, and I think they need to go back to the old strat we saw at the beginning, which is just take out one of the Boise State players to allow for you to have that extra 3 seconds of a 3v2 match. As it goes off that sidewall, Cosmo centers it up for Instinct, who takes it away from Snipes. Cosmo sends it back over to Instinct. That passing lane was perfect between the 2 of them to prevent either one of them from getting disrupted by one of the Central Florida players. Now at just 8 seconds on the clock, Cosmo saves one of the shots on goal from Central.
A shot there from Bits, trying to make something happen, but it's just way too late. The Broncos are going to win the 3rd game, their 2nd. They're going to go into game 4 with a nice lead.
All right, so if we're looking at this from the perspective of UCF, what do we think we need to see here? But honestly, before we go to that, I've got a little more to talk about here as we do see our other lovely Broncos, our soccer, softball, gymnastics, and basketball, volleyball teams. The Broncos Sports Pass is a ticket option that provides access to all the Boise State Olympic sports. Cheer on the Broncos throughout the entire upcoming school year and catch over 50 live events, including soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, women's basketball, and more. Purchase your Broncos Sports Pass today by calling the Boise State Athletic Ticket Office at 208-426-4737.
All right, so to answer your question, Nerdy, on terms of Central Florida, it just seems like much of the time they're double committing. They put in a lot of resources to a very crucial double commit way up in the air, and when it's that high, you got to make sure your communication, because it takes nearly all your boost to get up toward the ceiling. So if they can clean up what they're doing, and just in terms, it's just, as Doc sometimes says, it's just one big clear is sometimes all it takes. And right now, the shots on goal differential for that round were just too much in favor of Boise State.
Another thing we got to keep in mind here is that for most teams, we are at the start of the season. This is sometimes the first regulation matches that they all get to play together as a group without having to deal with rotating people in and out and actually having the same players consistently. And so understanding each other's play style and comms can be something that comes with time. And a 7-game series might be enough time. I'm genuinely curious, though, because I'm so used to our Boise State Bronco esports team with how their communication works. if UCF were to, instead of going with what I would consider that standard of, you know, very concise, short, and quiet call-outs, maybe they need to take on the volleyball standard and just scream that they're going to get the ball so that no one else goes after it and wastes their resources to go for the ball themselves.
I mean, whatever works, and this is the best time to get your strategy together. It's at the beginning of the season, and obviously it's great for the Broncos if you can say, hey, we got the first win of the season, but at this time, you're still trying to really go into this of learning. There will be plenty of VOD reviews going on throughout the season, and we've seen great performances in the past for the Broncos we've seen at the beginning of the season and the Broncos we see at the end of the season.
There's always more improvement to be made, and it's only a true loss if you did not learn anything from it, and we are about to go into our next round here of Boise State versus UCF. Let's see if Central Florida has had enough time to analyze the Broncos and learn their strategy, and looks like they did with an instant shot on goal from Bits with the help from Snipes. That was so good. They just juked out Instinct here. Cosmo tried to tip it up, and then Bits just was like, nope, took it away.
Oh, great play there from Central Florida. For the Broncos, though, they have plenty of time to kind of dust themselves off. Look at that kickoff again!
Oh my
What is
gosh!
going on here from Central Florida?
What did you guys do? What did you eat between these last two rounds? Because it's like you're a completely different team, a whole new animal. Those kickoff goals, completely different than what we saw. You have a plan, and it worked twice now. Let's see if it'll get shut down this time, and in this next kickoff, there you go, Bits. Bits, really? Okay, so you go for the demolition on Cosmo. I get it. You wanted to open up the playing field a bit, but now Instinct, the ball drops right down into the goal from that one, bringing our score to 2-1, which I think that's the fastest thus far in this series. We've seen multiple goals scored from either side, in total 3 thus far. So this is going to be our highest scoring game if this keeps up.
You know, you said Bits wanted to kind of open up the field by getting that demo. Do you know what it really did? It opened up the field for the Broncos because Bits is on the other side of the arena because he wanted to get that demo.
Oh!
Okay. Yeah, I need a second to just breathe here.
It was like Instinct. The only purpose of Instinct going in for the ball was to stop it dead in its track from the kickoff there from Snipes on the other side to allow Cosmo to just yeet it into the other goal. That was beautiful.
Now, the timer's still ticking right now, but when it stopped at that 4th goal, only 20 seconds has passed, and being someone who's graduated from College Nerdy, I know that I can do the math and say that that was 5 seconds for each goal. That is an insane way to start out. Instead, we get the 5th goal right as the first minute hasn't even ended yet.
It's like the Broncos here, after those first 2 kickoff goals from Central Florida, were like, okay, now you got to make us go fast, so we're going to go fast. And they just were like, all right, you can score 2, now we got to score 3. Now we can return to our normal pace and take a breather, maybe take that Monster energy drink off the desk.
It's not one Monster energy drink, it's like a row of a dozen that's lined up, and just between these games, they all just rapid fire. Drank every single one of them. That's the only explanation I can think of to this change in gameplay. Right now, Bits is going to be pushing it toward the goal. Instinct pushes it off to the side. It's now going to go up the wall to try center it up where Volpe is waiting, pushes it off to the other side of the field, gets ran into by Instinct, but the drive still continues from Boise State as Danger is now looking. Cosmo elevates, misses that, but luckily for him, Instinct is there to pass it back off to him just toward the right, and that's not going to be counted as a shot on goal for the Broncos, but they are maintaining the side control, which is crucial when they have this lead.
We did see Snipes get the clear, but Danger was waiting and managed to keep it on the side of Central Florida here on the blue. So Bits is now forced back to rotate, as is Snipes. Volpe manages to clear it to Snipes over on the far side of the field. It gets spiked high into the corner. Volpe there trying to battle it out away from Instinct. They're going to drop it down right in front of the goal. Oh, Danger! No! Cosmo, can you take it? Cosmo! Okay, Cosmo has a lot of boost in their tank, so they should be good to get this clear. Danger, however, is looking very low, as is Instinct. The advantage is in the favor of Central Florida, who brings us to the 3rd goal and evening out the scoreboard here at 3-a-side.
And kudos to Bits there for getting our first hat trick of the night and the season. So you can have that feather in your cap.
All right. Okay, is this going to go back to what we saw earlier, or are we going to see more? Yep, okay, good. Back to semi-normal play from both sides here. We see it go clear all the way to one side. Cosmo is there for the ground shot. It does get disrupted by Bolby, taking it now to the Broncos' goal, plays it over Instinct, and with the help of Snipes, the unfortunate double commit from Boise State allowed that goal to go through.
Well, now the momentum is completely shifted back towards Central Florida. And yeah, it was just why. Oh, this is the craziest game I've seen so far.
It's like they just want to give us heart palpitations. Oh, okay.
Well,
that was
okay.
Interesting tactic for the kickoff.
Interesting. Just kind of drive around the ball and leave it right open for Danger. Now, actually, if they were trying to go for any demos, it didn't work. Boise's.
Okay.
Do not do that in the future, Broncos. Do not rotate so far up the field that you're leaving those wide open goals.
One of Doc's old keys might need to be brought back now, and that is rotate to the back post quickly as we see Instinct collide with Bolby, taking them out for 3 seconds. Cosmo trying to take it up the field, manages to stay in possession of the ball despite multiple members of Central Florida trying to take it away. Bits, however, does get it clear. Disrupted by Instinct, it goes down in the corner, but no one is there for the Broncos. The Snipes now playing it off that back wall. Danger doesn't elevate high enough, but Instinct does just enough to boop the ball away.
Look at Instinct. He's going to try to pass this down to Danger for the goal. What a great waterfall down there. And a pop off the roof from Danger.
All right, for a side. We could possibly see this round go into overtime, and both Jem and I lose our voices tonight before we're even halfway through the series. That is totally acceptable as we have just 1 second above 2 minutes remaining.
Kickoff in favor of Central Florida. Danger is going to answer that back, is now going to air dribble it where he meets Bits. Still goes toward the goal. What a great demo.
That was perfect, Bits. You know, I did say that you were the one that was going to get demoed, but you did your job well here. You elevated trying to smack the ball down onto the ground. Unfortunately, Bolby did take the blunt force of the attack themselves, being your stand-in as a crash test dummy.
Now in the center, here comes Snipes, is going to be trying to center it up. Bits pushes it off to the side. That's where Danger is able to push it all the way back towards Central Florida's goal. Centers it up. Instinct credited with a shot on goal there. Now Bolby is going to be pushing it up the field. Actually gets pushed back. And Broncos are still maintaining their side control.
We've got Instinct playing for that aerial play, but Bits elevates, sniping it away from them, sending it to the midfield. Cosmo read it well, drops it down. However, Snipes comes in to shoot it back towards Bolby. Neither side gets great possession, allowing Cosmo to come flying back in, taking it up to the midfield. Bits jumps over them, getting a shot on goal. Unfortunately, a little too far to one side. Danger was waiting as well. Bits demos Cosmo, getting an opening here, but Danger will be there for the save.
Shot on goal from Bolby is going to be saved by Cosmo, very crucially. And now Bits actually left that corner boost wide open if the Broncos wanted to pick it up. And now rock over to Snipes, gets the goal, and is actually going to be an assist between the two.
Hold up. That was like a perfect tee-off hit here. Snipes just lined it up for Bits to just pop it right over them. That was beautiful. I want to see more plays like that in the future. I know it's a little difficult to pull off, but we've got 54 seconds. 5 goals each side.
That's not something you see often, Nerdy, a 5-goal tie. And look at this from Danger. What a great play. That was a complete solo play right here with some master dribbling from him. Plays it around Bolby, then fakes out Snipes there and just puts it in.
Talk about controlling the speed and pace of the round. Danger slowed down definitely way slower than we've seen them play also thus far this evening, just to throw off Snipes there, because if they're going too fast, you're not going to be able to make the save, and had to calculate how slow they were going and could not do it in a short amount of time as Instinct has the ball dropped right by their tires. Snipes tried to get it, however, it does end up by Bolby, and with a little bit of help from Bits, it gets cleared to the mid.
30 seconds left. Ooh, Snipes is going to try to center it. Nice clear from Instinct there. Great save, and what a great clear just to burn time off the clock, and maybe they can get a surge to go here from Danger. Look at that. The Broncos certainly sealing it up.
Okay, we say sealing it up here, Jem, but we got to remember that in the first 20 seconds of this game, we saw a lot of goals happen, and 2 of them were back-to-back from Central Florida, so Boise State needs to be careful to not let that happen here, because 17 seconds is enough time for them to do it again. As we see Danger get the kickoff, play it off the sidewall. He does miss it, but Instinct's there for the follow-up. Snipes plays it off the back wall for the save, allowing Bits to take it at the mid as Bulby elevates, spiking it high. Danger will elevate as well. Playing it off the sidewall. Instinct's there to help keep it alive. Cosmo now elevates as well. Snipes bicycles it to keep it high. Now the ball touches the ground. The round is over. It looks like neither side wants this one to end just yet as Danger scores another goal in overtime.
Well, maybe I got kind of one step ahead of myself. It was really the kickoff that was going to decide how the end of the round was going to be.
Unfortunately, that was an own goal from Bits. It does happen. We see it all the time. Honestly, if you weren't there, it was going to go in anyway. That's how you got to look at it. And that will end our next game from the Broncos versus University of Central Florida. And bring us back here to our conversation of the night about our Broncos here. The Boise State men's basketball season tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season. Purchase your season tickets today and cheer on the Broncos as they take on the Mountain West. To purchase or for more information, visit BoiseStateSports.com or call 208-426-4737. Purchase your season tickets at broncosports.com/tickets.
Well, now we finally get to the match point. We're going into number 5. The Broncos have 3 opportunities to win this and get their first victory of the season. But right now I'm just a little bit nervous. Just hope that they don't overcommit, because sometimes you just get all of that momentum going and we're going to get another goal, and then you leave the back post wide open.
Yeah, I said it earlier. You got to rotate to the back post quickly. If you're going to leave your post position, you're going to move out of the defensive position. Make sure you let your teammates know that you're going up. And honestly, one of the best things that we can see, it is happening from our Boise State team, and from the other side as well, staying at the midfield when you already have 2 of your teammates going in for that goal and playmaking style of gameplay there. Just make sure you're ready to follow up and back your teammates up.
Well, who knows how this first kickoff is going to go. It goes in favor of the Broncos, but just based on the last game, I wouldn't have been surprised if we have quite an explosive first minute here, and Bits is going to drive it around, centers it up, but the Broncos are ready to play defense there. Now here they go. Look at this air dribble trying to come through from Instinct. And Danger, unfortunately, some bad positioning there, is actually going to drive it back toward midfield, away from Central Florida's goal.
We've got Bits who goes up that back corner to try and clear it. Instinct reads it well, tosses it back over to Cosmo in the corner. Now Cosmo trying to take it into a centering position is disrupted. Reeves, one of our rotations who's come in for the side of Central Florida, is now going to be playing, I think, more of that aggressor role there. They've elevated multiple times to steal that ball away, managing to take it up to the midfield. Now we've got Snipes, but unfortunately Danger will toss it to Cosmo and allow them to take it up to the mid.
Ooh, and a miss there from Central Florida leaves it wide open for Instinct. That was just very unfortunate. You can see the only really opportunity they had here was Reeves, who missed, and Bits and Snipes were just too far up the field to rotate back quickly enough.
You know what I see here, though, Jem? This is our first match of the night, that it took more than a minute for either side to score a goal. That I like to see.
I didn't even know that much time had passed. I was just so into the play-by-play. And speaking of right now, Snipes is going to get a nice clear there, but Instinct quickly read that and was able to save. Now gets pushed back. Look at the follow-up there. Cosmo is right where you need him. The Boise State team is not making a lot of defensive or rotational errors right now. They seem to have improved in that regard. Now Bit's going to try to waterfall it down. Unable to. It goes right over to where Reeves is. And now the Broncos push up, but they got to watch out. Cosmo doesn't have any boost right now. It's got to be left up to Danger. Cosmo is going to come in there. Look at Instinct, though, with a great play there. Just a little bit too far up into the right of the goal, though.
Snipes did manage to juke out Cosmo there, who tried to come in and steal the ball away. However, Danger swooped in, got a pass over to one of their teammates. Now the ball is going to drop down at the midfield. Bits tossing it to Reeves, popped up high in the air by Danger for that save, and now it's in the corner. Reeves trying to get the ball back, maintain possession here. Snipes trying to settle it down on the ground, but a double commit there from Central Florida may not be what they wanted, allowing Danger to come up and now take it up the side.
Now Danger contesting with Bits here in the midfield. Snipes is going to push it back toward midfield where Reeves is waiting, but some great Great interference there from the Broncos, pushes it off to the side. Reeves demos danger. So now these next few seconds are going to be very crucial, but they aren't able to score a goal. And now Danger comes back with a vengeance off the backboard. Where's the follow-up? There it is from Instinct, and a great save from Snipes is going to push it off to the side, but great effort from the Broncos.
Instinct hasn't given up just yet. They've maintained possession even off that rebound. Bits will pop it up to try and steal it away. Cosmo was there, manages to send it back to Danger, goes for the centering shot out of the corner. Now we got Instinct elevating for the shot on goal, and it goes in.
And this is where a real deficit is opening up for Central Florida. So much of the side control has been in favor of the Broncos there. And just the great rotations like that from Instinct is what's getting them the goals. I really think it's only been like 30 to 45 seconds that Central Florida for this game has really been able to maintain side control. And that, when the time differential is that huge, then these goal leads are going to start opening up.
We have Instinct coming in as well as Danger, as you mentioned, keeping that side control. Snipes finally getting it across the midfield. Instinct, though, comes in, but the follow-up from Bits will be their saving grace for Central Florida, allowing them to be just one goal away from equalizing their scores out and bringing us into an extended match here. Let's see if the side of Central Florida can find their second win to keep their chins up. As many gamers like to say, the game is not over. It is not GG until that timer hits 0.
Well, I know a lot of League players would beg to differ.
Okay, that's a little different.
Well, it's a 7-game series, though, so it's starting. It will be interesting to see, as you said at the beginning, Nerdy, how kind of the attrition goes in with this best-of-7 series. If either of the teams are mentally starting to falter here, it hasn't been as big a scoring game as we saw last time. The Broncos still trying to hold on to just a meager 1-goal lead.
One of the advantages that Central Florida has over the Broncos here is to avoid that mental exhaustion, as they had to rotate in of Reeves to pulling out Bolby, one of their other players, so that can prevent people from losing all of their gas in their gas tank. As we see Bits go for a shot on goal, it is tossed away, but Snipes will elevate off the rebound, trying to get it, and a follow-up there from Reeves. Fortunately, none of them will go in. Bits, however, has not given up. Cosmo finally says no more and sends the ball away. Reeves taking another shot, and Snipes trying yet again to maintain possession, but it does eventually go past that midfield mark, but Bits with the saving shot, and it's turned away by Cosmo.
Now this is exactly where the Broncos want to be. They would just want to try to keep this ball on the blue side of the field as much as they can. Look out for Snipes. They're trying to demo it. Ooh, and a bit of bunch ball from the Broncos right now is going to cost them dearly. This was unfortunate from the Broncos. You just see both Danger and Instinct committed so much to trying to clear that ball that it was really only Cosmo. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You can't be perfect 100% of the time, but unfortunately that does bring us to a 2-2 tied even game here with 30 seconds on the clock. And with this game in particular, this round, the theme is taking forever for the goals to occur. So I predict, I'm making one myself tonight, that we're going to see an extended overtime on this round.
Oh, not if Reeves can get the goal. That was so crucial off the left post there from the Broncos. Ooh, they have got to be. Look out for them again.
No!
Oh, they are just holding on by a thread here. Okay, maybe they can get one before it hits the ground.
Again?
Will they be able to?
No. Overtime.
Okay.
All right.
All right, the first one we've seen of tonight. It is golden goal, especially for the Broncos. If they can get just one, they will win this first game that they have against Central Florida and start the season off right.
We do see that there's a little bit of ping pong going on between a couple members there of Central Florida. Danger and Instinct both win it for that ball as well. Bits comes flying in to try to take the ball away. Instinct will backpedal and do a bicycle to knock it away. Snipes comes in, gets a shot on goal, but it's going to go a little bit wide. The follow-up from Bits will go wide as well. Instinct is the only one there to try and take it away. Reeves taking it up the side, trying to drop it down in front of the goal, is disrupted by Danger.
You know, one thing I'm noticing here is the Broncos are very low on boost. It seems like Central Florida is doing a great job of starving them right now. The Broncos don't really have a lot of resources to make the plays that they want to. And just like that, you saw Central Florida steal the corner boost away from Boise State. They're doing a great job in that regard.
You've got Snipes going for a fancy aerial play there, dropping down right in front of the goal. It's saved by Danger and turned away by Reeves, who's just trying to set her up for a better shot from one of their teammates. Bits tries to take it up the back wall, turned away by Cosmo. with a double shots coming out from Instinct and Danger to help get it over here onto the side of Central Florida. It's saved by Snipes and Reeves. Double commits, though, when you're on defense is not good. Cosmo elevates, dropping the ball down to Instinct. It's right in front of the goal. Bits shooting away into the corner now, speeding up the side to try and take it into the goal area, but oh my gosh, Danger turning it away yet again.
Yeah, that was quite a backflip there. Now Danger going up, gets stolen away there by Snipes. And look out here, Bits is going to try to center it up for either Snipes or Reeves here. Instinct is going to be the one to clear that, and a great clear at that, way off toward the corner here. Now Snipes is going to try to dribble it back up the field. In comes Danger again, gets Bicycle actually, and is now going to be pushed all the way back to the field. Cosmo setting up for Danger. Oh, gets beaten right there by Snipes. And we're 2 minutes into this overtime. That's a hefty amount of time for overtime to extend to.
Well, Danger takes out Reeves, so we've got 2 extra seconds where the side of Central Florida will be down 1 player. Bits plays it over their own goal. Not something you want to be doing as Danger steals it away. Cosmo goes for the shot. Danger tries to center it up for someone else. Reeves plays it off the side wall to Snipes, who gets disrupted by Instinct, and then Reeves steals it away from Instinct in mid-flight. Bits comes swooping in. Cosmo collides with them in mid-air to take that ball away. Snipes trying to corral it down here in the corner. It does get popped up high. Reeves takes a shot, but it's going to drop very slowly, allowing Cosmo to shoot it to the corner. Oh no! Woo! 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow, that is such a great play around there by Snipes. Oh, and once Danger had committed, he just fakes out Instinct right there, is able to get the goal, and this match is far from over. It seems our fears of potentially losing our voices might be playing out before us.
That's okay. We'll just drink a lot of tea when we get home.
Sure.
Well, one thing we want to bring to everyone's attention is that the official app of the Broncos is on the Broncos Sports. It is the Broncos Sports app. Download it for your mobile device on the App Store or Google Play. The official Broncos app offers customizable content for your favorite teams, such as live score updates, videos, social media, and more. That's the Boise State Broncos official app, available on the App Store or Google Play. So be sure to go check it out, open it up, and hit that download button so you can root on your Broncos and know when all of the action is going to go down.
Well, the Broncos had a lot of side control for that game, but when it counted in that last minute, it was a complete change around from Central Florida. All of a sudden, the Broncos were the one bunching up against the soccer ball, leaving, you know, when you get those double commits going in there, then you're really leaving it only for one team member. And Cosmo tried to rotate back in there, but he just was a little bit too late. And so now Central Florida still has a lot of life for them, especially that boost starving. That was amazing in that final, 30 seconds.
They took that quintessential key to heart of boost starve and made sure that Boise State did not get a hold of them. Almost that entire time of overtime was spent on the side of the Broncos, which, if you're rooting for the Broncos, it's not something you want to see. But if you're rooting for University of Central Florida, make sure you keep cheering your teammates on, because that is what you want to see more of this evening as we go right into our next game. Reeves had a shot, did end up getting taken away, though, before they managed to get a clean one. Snipes tried to battle out for the ball, and it is going to be sent into the center field.
Speaking of center field, Snipes still driving it toward the Broncos' goal. Central Florida is looking to stretch this out toward a potential Game 7, but right now in Game 6, the Broncos want to close this out before they lose too much of their footing. Some great air dribbling from Snipes is going to be stopped right there by Cosmo. Instinct comes in with the pass over to Danger. Danger, unfortunately, isn't able to get a touch on it, and that is going to keep the ball away from Central Florida's goal.
We do see Cosmo elevate to try and knock the ball away. Cannot get enough of a touch on it to redirect it too far, but thankfully they did manage to get a save from the shot on goal. Now Danger's taking it up the side with trying to play it away from Reeves, but it's cleared out over to Reeves. Cosmo now trying to battle out the ball from Reeves here on the back wall. It's going to be played off before Bits can reach, though. Instinct takes it away.
Opening for the Broncos right now. Cosmo trying to pass it over to Danger, but it gets stopped right there by Reeves. And I gotta say, Reeves with this rotation in might just be what Central Florida needed there. But look at Instinct continuing to push the ball up the field. Over to Danger right now. Instinct does get demoed, though. And the Broncos just have to reset. That does give Central Florida enough time to clear it back toward the Broncos' goal. And right now, shots on goal are pretty slim right now. The Broncos have only gotten one, Central Florida two.
As you were bringing up that playing down a player, we saw a double demolition come out from Instinct and one of the Central Florida players, and then another demolition just now from Instinct, allowing them to get a shot on goal. I feel like Instinct might have been a little upset from that double demo, and they'd just been demoed right before that as well. I'm like, okay, let me just even this up real fast, and then I'm going to get back to playing. So they took someone out and then went for the shot on goal, and now they're happy yet again.
Yeah, and that redirects so perfectly. You gotta marvel at their ability to get the angles just right as both teams tried to cheat out that kickoff there. Now it's gonna be heading back toward the center of the arena where Snipes with a great play toward the goal. Danger is gonna be credited with the save there, but look out for Snipes. Is gonna be centering again. Great play by Instinct to push it back to midfield. Over to Instinct toward the goal, and Reeves rotates just in time for Central Florida to save.
We've got Instinct faking out a couple of members there. Central Florida, unfortunately, it did get turned away. Bits now has it in mid-flight. It does drop down and spike high back up, allowing one of the players from Boise State to hit it. Reeves is there to try and redirect the ball to the midfield. Instinct and Cosmo, however, are working together to try and get clean passes here and get it over towards the side of Central Florida, but Snipes and Bits working together, well, Snipes and Reeves working together managed to get it to the other side. Now, this is very much so a whole different ballgame than what we were seeing earlier. These teams seem like they have gotten to the point where they're analyzing each other and are very comfortable with each other's gameplay, and now it's just going to come down to being clean about everything.
Well, we have 2 minutes left, and this was the point of time last game where things started to change around for Central Florida, but Boise State getting a double demolition right there onto Central Florida. Now Snipes is trying to center it. Danger stopping him right there. Here comes Bits again. Look out, though. Cosmo has to save this. Oh, Instinct was their backup to push it off toward the side.
I feel like I gave advice that was great for the side of Central Florida, but not for Boise State. The whole waiting at the midfield until you see a clean opportunity to either rotate back or shoot the ball in is exactly what Reeves is doing, and it's working out. Just Boise State is barely there enough to make sure it doesn't go in as Danger spikes the ball high to allow Instinct to come in and shoot it over towards the midfield. Cosmo tries to get possession of it, but Bits shoots it over to Reeves in the corner. Instinct trying to get possession away from them. Bits will end up with it, but loses it out to Danger. Snipes now elevates to take it over Cosmo, sending it to Reeves to an empty goal, but Instinct is there for the save.
Well, now we have 1 minute left, but only a 1-goal lead for the Broncos. I worry about this situation because this is what we saw last time in 5. So now with game 6 now, Boise State, a great clear here would certainly give them some breathing room, and they get that with Instinct, but can he center it up here? Cosmo is going to rotate in, push it off to the other side of the field. Now Bits is going to be the one to try to get the clear here. Stopped midfield by Danger. What a great play.
Now we've got Reeves trying to return back to get possession of this ball. It is going to be played off the back wall.
There it is!
Cosmo! Oh, I need to watch this in, like, borderline slow-mo here. We got the shot from Instinct, plays off the back wall. Snipes gets a little touch on it, but Cosmo, that angle was so perfect. Nice read.
But here's the situation where this kickoff is crucial. If Central Florida can get one right off the bat, great win by Instinct, though, and that's going to buy them even more seconds right now. That was the opportunity that Central Florida needed to maybe tie this up if they can get one here, but no, great play by the Broncos, and I think that is going to wrap it up for them. The Broncos are most likely going to get their first win of the season. 10 seconds left, though. Central Florida needs to score one right now if they don't want that to be the case.
We've got 5 seconds left on the clock. Now 3. As soon as that clock hits 1, it cannot touch the ground. It's going to be air ball for everyone who wants to see another goal happen, and it might be Boise State's goal as Danger and Cosmo work together to find the third one after the time has expired on that clock. Nicely done, Broncos, and congratulations on your first victory for the season. But as well to you for the side of University of Central Florida, hats off to all of you as well. We saw your improvement from game 1 to the very end, and we are excited to see what you bring to the table for our next time that you go head-to-head with the Broncos in Rocket League. But for tonight, the Boise State Broncos are the winners of our first Gridiron Rivals match here with a score of 4-2 and some very, very exciting and anxiety-inducing rounds.
Yeah, it looked a little bit shaky there, but the Broncos ultimately pulling through at the right moment to get the win.
Well, the Boise State Broncos esports team in Rocket League is not the only program that you can watch the Broncos pop off and dominate in. The Boise State football program begins their 2021 home campaign next week. A number of ticket options are available for you to cheer on the Broncos amidst the chaos on the blue. The home opponents will include Air Force, Nevada, Oklahoma State, and many more. To view available ticket options or to purchase them, visit broncosports.com. All right. That was exciting, but we have a task between the two of us. ICCU player of the game.
You know, just on principle, I'm going to give it to Danger because really you couldn't tell that much of a differential that he was a completely new player there, and he really meshed well with the Broncos. And I think just that little bit of extra, support because, you're starting out the season. You're a brand new addition to the roster against, Instinct and a veteran like Cosmo. So I think he really stepped up to the plate, and he has nowhere to go but up.
All right, well, since you went with Danger, I'm actually going to go with Instinct. Cosmo, nothing against you, but Miles, you've been around for such a long time. You're such a friendly human being. I know that I can come to you and be like, hey, I'm sorry, but I had to give it to someone else for once, and you'll probably tell me it's okay. I hope you will at least. And so that is my vote. It's going to go to Instinct, especially during those last couple of matches. If you looked at our little overlay, Instinct had an incredible amount of shots on goal, as well as a lot of saves, and those ultimately do decide whether or not your team's going to come out on top, is preventing the goals from the enemy team from going in. And so that is my vote. We've got Instinct and we've got Danger, but let's see who production picked as our ICCU player of the game.
Danger.
You were right. Nicely done.
And he did get a hat trick.
Oh, yeah. All right. I should have remembered that. Okay. Yes. All right. So Danger is our first Bronco ICCU player of the game for our official season here. The ICCU player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes the team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Danger is Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game.
And like I said, the whole season is in front of him, so he has a great way to improve on the already great performance he had tonight.
Yes, and you have a great coaching staff to work with you, as well as fantastic teammates to work with, and plenty of VODs to look over as we've been practicing for multiple weeks up until this point. And before we close out this evening, do you have any big takeaways other than, our new face working smoothly into the Bronco lineup here from this match?
I think you saw really important how great it is when you are able to, not have your backup, but have the backup for the backup, and how crucial a mistake it can be when those double commits come through, because leaving it all on one person to rotate to the back post, there were just so many things that could happen. They could run out of boost. The other team could, just charge into them and disrupt them and push them way off to the other side of the field. So work on that communication, work on those rotations. Not the Broncos have too much to work on, but, there's always a little bit of improvement.
Yeah, I can't argue with you on that one, Jem. Well, those are Jem's key points and might be their own keys to the game at some point. I feel like that would be deserved. And before we close out for this first round of our Gridiron Rivals, we are going to bring you our top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 job offerings, over $20,000 in bonuses, and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there, so be sure to reach out to them. And after the top 5, don't go anywhere, because we'll be coming right back at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, of course, because that's where we're at, and be able to watch BSU and UCF yet again go head-to-head in Valorant, and we'll see which squad will come out on top of that in a best-of-3 match. So make sure you stick around and come right back for that. But use the bathroom, go get some water, pet a dog, pet a cat, tell your mom you love them. Cover your bases and then come back to us and enjoy these top 5s. Boise State Instinct trying to play it over a couple members here of Central Florida, but it does get taken away. But there's still a follow-up in the form of Cosmo Buster, who scores the first goal.
This is really a pattern for the Broncos. They managed to get their first goal before the first minute is up. And great read there by Cosmo. Only one member of Central.
To keep it high. Now the ball touches the ground. The round is over. It looks like neither side wants this one to end just yet, as Danger scores another goal in overtime.
Well, maybe I got kind of one step ahead of myself. It was really the kickoff that was going to decide how the end of the round was going to be.
Unfortunately, Danger will toss it to Cosmo and allow them to take it up to the mid.
Ooh, and a miss there from Central Florida leaves it wide open for Instinct. That was just very unfortunate. You can see the only really opportunity they had here was Reeves, who missed, and Bits and Snipes were just too far up the field to rotate back quickly enough.
Try to steal it away. Cosmo was there, manages to send it back to Danger, goes for the centering shot out of the corner. Now we got Instinct elevating for the shot on goal, and it goes in.
And this is where a real deficit is opening up for Central Florida. So much of the side control has been in favor of the Broncos there, and just the great rotations like that Instinct there. Great save, and what a great clear just to burn time off the clock, and maybe they can get a surgical here from Danger. Look at that, the Broncos certainly sealing it up.
Okay, we say sealing it up here, Jem, but we got to remember that in the first 20 seconds of this game, we saw a lot of goals happen, and 2 of them were back-to-back.
Four years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated.
My name is MA3 Centennial, Adrian. I play World of Warcraft. A great game. I've been playing it for 14 years. My father, me and him play the same game, so it gives us a chance to talk to one another while also interacting with one another in a different type of reality.
I also play World of Warcraft. My younger brother plays. I do not play with either of my 2 parents, though my mother very often leans over my brother's shoulder and talks to me while him and I are playing.
At the USO, they give us Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi connects us with our game systems, and our game systems allow us to see certain people or talk to certain people back home.
Neither of us like phone calls. Neither of us like talking on the phone in any sense of the word. This gives us a much more interesting way to communicate with family members and friends, and it even allows us to continue to build off of the relationships that we had previously.
BFC is launching the greatest events of the summer, so gamers know that they are never alone. Brought to you by Antares Gaming and Never Alone Gaming, gaming teams that build a better future for mental health. And Esports Tower, paving the way for education in esports for the youth. We want the community to know that we stand together and we are united in spreading mental health awareness. We are also proud to announce that we are expanded into new games. This summer, gaming events are back.
Oh, come on! That's insane! Oh my God! No! Oh my goodness!
Tried to keep it in play.
Wow! It's over! Yodi gets it! Grace is your winner! He goes down 1 HP! Oh no!
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Okay, so this is like the first
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena, where we are having our first Gridiron Rivals match of the season. The Broncos' triumphant return to the blue turf, and now we are moving into Valorant for the night, still against UCF. And I am joined by a new face here to analyze all the action. I've got Smellerby Smith with me. How are you doing?
I'm doing solid. I'm just happy to see our boys back in the blue and here in for another great season.
Well, it will be a very important season for the Broncos because we played Valorant last year, but this is the first year, the first semester of it being a full varsity sport with all the support and coaching that has with it. So I'm going to be very excited to see how all of these players do. And we're going to be looking at kind of all the maps that were kind of selected and banned right now, because right now if we're looking at what both teams were playing, we, right off the bat, are not going to be seeing any Split or Haven. And what are your initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, I honestly understand banning Haven right off the bat. It's a pretty chaotic map. There's a lot to take care of and a lot to control when you get in there. Banning Split, kind of a shame. I do like seeing action on that map, but honestly, when you train on the right maps, then those are the maps that you got to run. So I'm excited to see, what we've got in the pocket really going to the table.
And that's one thing Boise State really kind of prides itself in on other esports, is that they love playing on those maps that other players or other teams might not really be fond of or might not practice that much in their scrims. So they are able to kind of pull that out of their back pocket and say, hey, we've practiced on this like 10 times this week. We're able to win. So overall, as we go into the first map, who are you looking for just in terms of selection? Like, who do you want to see picked?
I'd like to see some good defensive agents, especially considering that we are on the defensive side for the majority of the games here. And go ahead.
Well, like I said, this is the first event for Boise State for Valorant as a varsity program. Both teams are an immortal average, though, in terms of rank. It's going to be best of 3. Each team bans 1 maps, and UFC will pick the maps for round 1 and 3, where BSU will pick the second one. And if you're not picking the map for that round, then you're picking on what side you're going to be doing on. And I think Boise State chose defense for this first one. And in terms of the first map that's chosen, it's going to be Ascent, I believe.
Yeah, does look like that. Ascent has like a lot of open space, and I like to see a good defense come in. A good defense is especially good in offense, but I'm really looking for a balanced team as well. Lots of mobility, good duelists, and good defenders just to be and Doc's Keys to the Game are up.
Of course, you've got to focus on Doc's Keys to the Game, and in Valorant, that is to focus on those angles and flank, know your win condition, count your cards and call abilities, and know your enemy's econ. Those are Doc's Keys to the Game in Valorant, brought to you by Count. Count Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences for more than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Quick and accurate identity trust decisions deliver safe payment, account creation, and login events while reducing digital fraud, chargebacks, false positives, and manual reviews. Count.com, KOUNT.com for more information. So now this is a great, if you're looking at the cameras behind me, you can see the Broncos back on the blue turf, the Valorant team getting ready to gear up for this match. And we were talking about, just before we went to Doc's Keys to the Game, talking about Ascent. And Boise State, I understand, choosing defense here. So what are the main things that you want to do first off when you're setting up for defense on Ascent?
Doc's Keys to the Game are all right. I feel that, knowing your win con and being able to watch all the right spots, focus angles, flank, I think he hit it home with those, but especially from the defense perspective, being able to really set up territory and gauge what's kind of going on. A lot of people believe this to be, a more defense side heavy map. So having that kind of advantage, you want to be able to use all those extra limbs to really gauge what the other team's play style is and really get started for those downhill fights or uphill fights when you're maybe not on the side you'd like to be on later.
So now as we're ready to load in, we can see what's being locked in right now. You were talking about kind of defensive heavy, so we're going to be going with Killjoy for Broncos right off the bat. Sova, one of my favorite characters just to play as. Anything that's catching your eye so far just in terms of this draft?
Not really. Pretty straightforward so far. I expected the Jet to be locked in, of course. We do love to see that classic Jet, and I assume there'd be a Jet on the other side, or at least some mobility, maybe that Reyna locking in just to be able to counteract that. You kind of need the duelist head-to-head. There it is. especially in considering mobility and in a map like Ascent where everything's really connected. That mid control is so important. Go ahead, Sovas.
Yeah, so Sovas are going to be picked by both teams. It looks like they're hovering the Rays there just for UCF right now, but just seeing, you know, they can toy with us. That has happened a lot in terms of drafts.
Yeah, we'll see. Rays is good for taking space for sure, so I wouldn't call it a bad pick. They are pretty forward heavy as it is right now.
Well, the timer ticks down, so we're going to be knowing the full loadout very soon here. But as we load up into this game, we're, of course, going to have the first opportunity to see how Boise State spends their initial credits. What's your preference for your initial purchases?
Ooh, that's a good call. I really think it depends on the play style that you're looking for. Usually I just kind of go shield, try to pick up what I can mid-round, so that I can go pretty, you know, pretty in heavy, get up in their face just with the classic. I feel like the classic's honestly pretty OP.
And one other thing that I kind of want to bring up is both teams picking the Astra, and that's one thing that I don't see too much, you know, being picked in casuals, but you see it kind of more at this higher level play. Gives a little bit of insight behind that pick.
That's true, that's true. Yeah, the Astra's definitely an interesting play point. She kind of keeps a lot of her cards hidden before, like right up until that last minute. So in lower elo, when you're kind of sticking to a lot of the play it again, see the same things, that special, just that element of surprise that comes from holding an Astra in your pocket, is just gets so much more value in the higher elo.
Now Boise State is going to be setting up. It looks like they're going to be spreading themselves pretty open between both of these points right now.
That's good, that's good. We're seeing pretty good mid control here from both sides as well.
A little bit of a turret thrown out by that Killjoy, by Rudy right now. And Bandito's going to be the first one to get the pick right onto Ryujin there for UCF. Killjoy still holding that spike right now. It looks like they're going to be pushing right towards B right now.
Yeah, moving in nice and slow. Not really checking the angles very well, though. They could be taken here on the right if they weren't paying attention. Good to see them pushing in garage nice and steady. Hopefully Calvin can back that up.
Right now we have Boise State's Killjoy just waiting for them right there. Bandito getting his second onto the Sova, followed by Rudy and Bible right there. That's just going to be a flawless right for Boise State right off the bat.
Good to see.
Yeah, I do think, you know, kind of that garage opening for B just kind of seems to be just kind of a thing that a lot of people go for instinctively, and you have so many options when you're kind of pushing through there. You have those windows where you could maybe have an ice orb be thrown. It's just really kind of is a garage, a very narrow hallway of potential danger.
Especially with Sovas on both sides, just being able to like get that info out early round is always nice, and it feels like a safe play because it's nice and closed in and you can really angle isolate, but it can be sketchy. Here we see they're kind of going for the same route again, leaving the spike in the pocket back there. I love seeing that call where people can move out and, you know, their cards aren't on the table. If they're dropped, it's not up to them where the spike is at immediately right off the bat.
Well, some stars initially thrown down from Astra. Dreammaker is going to get the first pick onto Rudy now. And they're going to quickly try to rotate around to B. Close the door there. Calvin gets the pick onto Ryujin. Boise State is still up 1 in this overall engagement. They've opened the door back up. See Sova coming around the corner, gets him with the headshot, and is now going to get his triple onto Bible as well.
He's just firing at the walls, trying to get through. Oh, he's caught in the reload, though, but they know where he is at now. It's 3v1, and they're moving on to site. They got to take it nice and slow. They have the time advantage. They see him right through the hallway there, and defenders take another round.
I gotta say, Bandito on this Sova really seems to be coming through in clutch for Boise State. And now we get to the point where, kind of into round 3, we start to see the full purchases start to come out.
All right, they're leaning towards a little bit of an A side. If it's broke, you got to fix it. I hear that. It looks like our Boise State might be reading into that pretty well, though. They look to be stacked up against that with only a little bit of mid control.
As we're waiting for this initial buy phase to end, Boise State still spreading themselves out, waiting to see where Central Florida goes here.
Moving in nice and steady. We see a little bit of guarding from back in catwalk. Oh, utilities out. Oh, they moved right up into garden there, taking one.
And that's going to be 2 by Ryujin, pushing on to point A right now. They're going to have the location revealed by that dart from Sova, and they're just going to go right into planting the spike. It is down. Now they're going to try to defend A.
Gorgeous, let's see it. They're nice and steady. The retake's coming in. Calvin, not sure if he should push through smoke, but it's out. Just holding the spot. He can't push through that utility. Getting a lot of wall bangs coming in through. The site is under contention. They're all right underneath each other, just slowly peeking around the angles.
Boise State is going to get caught out by that alarm bot. Spike still ticking down right now for Boise State. Bible gets a crucial pick onto Calvin D. It is going to be one left. They're going to be one down, excuse me. Rudy also coming through, getting rid of Dreammaker. It is all up to Jet. They're going to close that door off to the side. See where Jet, actually, no, they're going to go through and try to possibly get a flank here. But we're going to see how this Jet plays.
Coming in to hunt him down. He's just holding his ground, wants to keep that gun for later. I hear him.
Yep.
He's able to save the op, which is always nice, moving into the next round.
I mean, when you're going to make as big a purchase as the op, it's nice to know when to just kind of move back and certainly not give the other team a chance at that gun.
Yep, there's a time when this round is over and you need to start thinking about the next round. I hear that.
Bot coming back.
That's one of those things that really kind of comes on a different level of play, is just knowing, because when you're playing at the casual level, you know, you're just always, you know, engage the other team, or, oh, it's down to me, you know, I have to get the ace and be the hero of the team. But knowing that when it's nice to just hold back can really be good for your recon.
Yep. That hero hunting can be a real issue too. It can be a real ego boost to try to 3-on-1 the op.
Now just going to be setting that drone there from Sova, just picking up a bit of information. Boise State still has the right idea, is going to be moving over. Looks like they still have some info on A. Shock Dart isn't going to pick up anyone, and they're just kind of, your hat just kind of aiming right through, just trying to see if anyone tries to peek through that smoke.
Holding his ground like he should. We saw the other Astra kind of set up this site, and it looks like they're kind of abandoning it. They're on a real split here, kind of pushing in a little bit through mid, trying to regain their area. Oh, we get some more contact through. Right through the smoke here. It is a waiting game.
Yeah.
They're sneaking right into B, but we still have players holding the ground back there.
Yeah, it looks like they are readjusting their strategy right now as Bible's trying to peek through here, see if there's any members in this very crucial central position that you were talking about, Smellerby.
Right.
But now it looks like they're going to be going through, trying to push on to B. There really is only one Boise State member right now, the Killjoy, kind of just defending B right now.
We have one rotating in, and especially with this utility come out, they're making the calls and people are evacuating A. Contact's being made. A lot of utility right here in this push point here. Getting a lot of guns out, more Shock Dart. Oh, right through the smoke is able to take a Boise State player.
I mean,
just tracing back that Shot Dart, taking the kill and riding it out. I hear ya.
Yeah, working out those angles and those arcs to really put it in their favor. They have only 10 seconds left to plant that spike, though, so it might come down to the wire, especially with Shells coming through in clutch right now. Can they pick up that spike and put it down, though? Time's ticking down. They aren't able to get to it in time, and Boise State goes to 3-1.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, that is a dangerous play. With it's important to be slow and be cautious and check all your angles to make sure you don't get flanked, but you've got to be aware of the time. And they just let it tick a little bit too far out, and we're a little bit too pressured there in the mid control.
With as good as Bandito has been in those first couple of rounds, I am not surprised that that Hunter's Fury is already online for him.
It sure is, which is definitely something to be aware of when you're going to be all grouped up like that. The Hunter's Fury can take care of a lot of rounds.
Heading to the above.
And now just some initial stars being placed down by that Astra. Ooh, and they're going to be caught out by that initial play.
A clever pop right there, just spending time.
Now it looks like he's going to abandon that drone right there.
Yeah,
being set up by Killjoy.
More through the wall utility. They know the push is coming through here, and they're sending a lot of utility there.
Trying to get rid of that Tracer Dart right there. Getting the location right revealed, and that is great job for Central Florida being able to take out 3 members of Boise State. We hear the Hunter's Fury come out, but nothing really is going to come from that. Calvin is going to pick up Ryujin, but Boise State still finds themselves many members down trying to take back point A.
And pretty locked out from the site with that garden door shut down and them just throwing utility up in heaven. They know where they're coming in from, so Boise State's got to really push hard here if they want to get through in time.
Ooh, and is going to get some great mileage out of that dart right there. Trying to do some firing through the wall right there.
Yeah, we love the
switch over to the op.
The Sova Odin matchup does so many good things, but sometimes taking the op just makes you money.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a similar situation. You're just going to take the op and run away. You know, I got my fancy gun. I'm just running away here.
Another good call, honestly. Oh, is able to pick one off. Oh, you don't want to chase someone with the op.
No, that's one of. We weren't able to display it tonight, but that's been one of Doc's keys to the game for earlier this this year is don't ego peek the op.
I believe it was don't ego peek the op, yo.
Yes, you got to get that little bit. You got to get that little bit of sass in there from Doc.
Yep. Because you just don't want to do it, dog.
Oh, and there it is. Just boom.
Ooh. Now that's great from the attacker's perspective. Just knife out, peek a little corner, taken. All right.
Boise State, their Killjoy has come online right now, but
Standing ahead.
I like those kind of.
Very
nice,
aggressive, and they make the
very
right call.
nice.
We got all the people right there in A lobby. Two down on both sides. It's a 2v2 now, just duking it out. There's no room to run here.
Now all Shells is going to have right now is this classic though to work with. He's going to move on, pick up the Phantom instead.
They've snuck around though. They saw the full 5 and were able to lap back around. They're ready for the pinch though. We got eyes on both sides. That entry utility gives away the position for sure. They turn.
Yep.
Moving up in. I don't know. Oh,
Yep,
and taken right through the smoke.
You can hear the reaction from the Broncos as well. As soon as that grenade came out, the audio cue just kind of gave it away, and we're going to take another look at that.
Incredible to chance a 5-stack push from the defense side on a site just because that's kind of how they've been leaning. That is such just high-level play right there.
And one thing I really liked about that play was just kind of the straightforward nature of that Sova dart. You know, you see so many fancy Sova angles, them just aiming up into the air and perfectly getting it. But it's also realizing that sometimes you just got to go with the straightforward angle that you know is going to work for your team and not try to be fancy all the time.
Yep, spending too much time on those presets just keeps your team, you know, it keeps the element of surprise out. And if you're caught in an awkward situation, you got to be able to just do what the arrow was meant to do.
But Central Florida right now, in terms of the resources they have, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and they're so spread out. You can tell they're playing this, you know, bottom of the pocket kind of a real eco round here. Just nice and defensive, very careful about where they're going, just trying to sheriff their heads if they can.
Boise State, they certainly had more of a resource disadvantage in terms of ultimates last round, so it's not going to be the full story. They're going to be taking out that turret right there. The swarm grenades are going to be activated, going to capture one ult point right there.
Yep, might be a little bit of a bait because we see people moving in on the A site as well.
Right now, Boise State, you're at not quite realizing right now.
Rotations are all over. There are two different
there you
games
go.
going on.
Whoa, look at your hat right there, getting a triple. That is a great play for the Broncos. And again, without committing any ultimates, they have managed to close this ult gap that they
Calvin
initially found
closes it up
themselves
to
with.
4.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Dreammaker's taken with that one hit headshot there. But they know where he's at. He's picked up information, and he's taken too easily. June, nice play, but defenders take that eco round, bringing us up to 5-2. How do you feel about how we're at 5-2, approaching the half?
I mean, well, obviously, you want to be in the lead, but right now I'm really impressed with, you know, how the Broncos haven't really been relying so much on their ults. They have been really good in managing their resources to be able to basically tie it up. And when you're playing, when comes your, where's your judgment in when you want to use your ults?
Ooh, see, I don't want to hold an ult off too long. I want to make sure that, you know, it's important to keep in mind round utility. Oh, we're getting first contact right off the bat, actually. Pushing right in through the smoke.
Yeah,
taking
just
for it.
charging right through.
Sometimes those risky raise plays just get cut down like that.
Now just trying to peer through the smoke again with the op right now from Bandito.
Just waiting to see something.
Now the Killjoy being thrown out, as well as Sova being used, his Hunter's Fury here. 3 of them are actually going to be used by Central Florida, but Bandito still picks up Bible right through it. 3 ultimates spent for Central Florida and nothing to show for it.
A Dreammaker on the double. They've got a 5-1 right here. Could be a flawless victory. Nope, 1 is taken. They know where he's at now. He's throwing all his utility in just to try to save his butt here.
Oh, but the shock dart, what an angle there.
Standing ahead.
Now this recon bolt is going to be destroyed before he can get any sort of information, and just kind of has to peek through there. Is instantly going to take some damage, and they're just going to charge through.
He's able to take one down with him, but they had him cornered completely, and they were playing for time, if nothing else. A gorgeous play by Boise State there.
Yeah, great play there, great angle from Sova, and just realizing, hey, we have enough of an advantage here. We can just go right through.
Just hang out, give him some utility. A really, dare I say, Valorant play by Xcity, though, being able to stand his ground and take one or two
You
down
couldn't
with
resist
him.
for your first time casting this, and you couldn't resist going for it. Yeah, great play from Boise State, and I also really like their ability to just manage stuff, so know when to also give up the rounds, because that's Bandito's still holding on to this off. He's going to get his location revealed by that recon bolt. Empress, the only thing left for Central Florida. Boise State has 3 that they can choose to use right now. Bandito just kind of blindly firing, hoping to pick up one. The raised grenade is going to go out through here. Can they eagle peek? Don't peek that up!
He saw the coattails and he knew it was coming. Too well played. So much firing into the smoke and so much holding those deep angles.
Nice play there by the Rays, getting out of that situation.
Yeah, that Rays knows what happens when you get stuck in that corner, and Boise State's on the other side.
And look at this, the rotating out from Bible, going to try to plant it there on B. Hunter Spear, it comes out though, isn't going to take him out, takes some damage, but they aren't able to prevent that spike from being planted.
In a retake situation, but only 2 people on, and one of them is underhealed.
Yeah,
Stay moving nice and slow.
Enemy remaining.
Now they only have this Killjoy. Instead, just going to hop up there, try to get a better angle, and they're just going to move in, take out Rudy. That is a great play there.
Taken.
And also sharing the defuse as well.
Excellent play. Yeah, sure.
Okay, they are just having way too much fun back there, is all I have to say.
It is so fun to play such an aggressive team and get to be so aggressive, you know. We've seen some really dangerous things come out and some real early first bloods. A lot of shooting through the smoke and a lot of, you know, information to the walls and really just going for the gunfire.
Boise State is going to be setting up again. We are on to round 10 right now. Remember, it swaps after 12. So Boise State definitely not regretting their decision to pick defense first.
Definitely. And we can only hope that the map disadvantage on the offense. Oh, we're hearing first fire on B side.
Yeah, and Boise State quickly is rotating back. But
yep, the
Calvin D&D, Dreammaker, they're just saying, hey, we got this ourselves. Especially when you pick up one with your turret, too, as well. That's always nice.
Goodness, that's always an ego boost. Oh, right through the wall. Moves on his site. Xcity takes 2 of them, but is doubled up on by that Bandito. And the nice finisher music.
This is certainly quite a lead for Boise State. Personally, when you've been playing, what's the biggest deficit you've come back from to win?
Oh, goodness. I've seen some crazy comebacks. Like you were saying earlier, you can't say GG till it's over. I have seen some wild comebacks. So I am still on the edge of my seat for sure here.
And especially, I believe you said at the beginning of this one, this is a more defensive focus map, correct?
I believe so, yeah. And I usually tend to say that every map in Valorant is a little defensive heavy, and I think Riot's comfortable doing that just because every team with the, you know, the initial plan and with the retake, every team gets to play a little bit of offense and a little bit of defense in every round, in every half, and then on alternating games, so. Seeing first contact here up on Catwalk. The first time we've seen some real action here from Catwalk on the first-person perspective, honestly.
Just gonna wait out that utility thrown out by Boise State. The jet fog is gonna go down right now.
A little dangerous game, Ryujin, hanging out in the smoke considering how much firing through the smoke we've had earlier, but...
Yeah, especially with the off, Boise State is fond of. The jet is gonna dash out of the way, but still can't escape Ryujin. Five also taking out your hat, but it is back and forth and currently even right now. Oh, nice hit by Shells there. It is all up to Sova now.
If you're watching the minimap, that spike in pocket was actually down right until 7 just grabbed it right now. So, it has been, you know, cards off the table this whole time, and now he's moving into mid. They realize he's not on A. They're starting to rotate back, and they've got to be careful. They don't know where he's at. They don't know where the flank is, but neither does Xcity. We're back into a nice, slow, information-based game. They're running right towards each other. Hopefully we get a real pop here.
Oh, he tries to get it, but Shells gets his triple. Able to stop that right there.
Nope, he squats too soon, and that crosshair placement is just on point, moving us to, I believe, a 9-2.
Whew, what an opening for the Broncos.
Indeed.
Such a huge lead right now. And when you find yourself in this big a lead, obviously having so many credits at your disposal, what are you doing to try to maintain those? Are you just saving them all up for a rainy day, or how do you spend when you're finding yourself in this big of a lead?
I mean, it is, it always feels like, you know, oh, now we can just play nasty. We can bring out the Odins, we can bring out the Ops, and we can get sloppy. But you know the team knows everything you know as far as economy goes at this point. Wow, another really aggressive push, and we're straight onto site.
Yeah, just hopping through there. That's not really going to work out. They bring out the Hunter's Fury, trying to get rid. Is able to take out Bandito in the air. Now, even if they don't take it, you know, I got to say, that's a great play.
Excellent plays for sure, yeah. And that just early aggression was shut down by Boise State. And we see them honestly grasping at straws here, trying to change up what they're going for. Ooh, well, last player standing here on a 3v1. Spike is down right there in the viewpoint, so they can just sit on it. Trying to hold his ground, sensing some utility, trying to ward off Boise State, and he just can't make it. He's checking his flank. He doesn't even know where all three players are. He just knows that he's got to be careful here.
Still gets hit with the bolt by the drone there, so they're going to know exactly where he is.
Yep, he's fighting real uphill battle here.
I mean, that Sova's just providing so much information to them. Tries to peek through, is going to be taken out by your hat. And that is it for the Broncos on defense. Now we switch back over to offense and another pistol round.
Here it is, yeah. Yeah, I'm really hoping that this, I don't want to say landslide advantage, but landslide advantage so far isn't just because of, you know, our players being extremely defense heavy on both teams. If that's the case, we could see it really teeter back, but
I mean, both teams, remember, as we said at the beginning, are immortal average. That's just a great play there. At least if you can take out the Jet in midair, that's going to be a fun play. Well, before we get to the other side of this switch, we just want to remember the Broncos Sports Pass is a ticket. Oh, no. Well, you know, we'll hear about that later.
Yeah, you don't get to say it.
We will hear about that later, but you're definitely not going to want to miss, you know, Broncos sports with the football team getting back onto the field, especially with the great performance that the Broncos are having right now.
Definitely
not. So
not.
the Broncos looks like they're going to be kind of splitting up here, looking to kind of push up center.
Yeah, I've seen that contact right there moving in pretty solid here. Oh, they take those kills and they move right in with it.
And Boise State with 2 frenzies there. It looks like they spent kind of their opening credits using that. That seems to be coming through for them right now as Dreammaker is able to take out Bible. It is only going to be the Sova here who throws the dart right up in the air. They are able to plant the spike down on A, close the garden door as well.
Spike being down is good. They're at a man advantage. They're at a time advantage. It feels a little scary because it's not the pace that we're used to right now, but they are still doing pretty well here. We've got utility just trying to stave off. But they're holding the site so well. People just cannot get out onto the rafters there. They show their faces and they're taken for it. Well played. Attackers win again. That's a Boise State 11-2. We love to see it.
Yeah, they're completely on a roll right now. It's going to take a lot. There have been a lot of kind of these risky plays through the smoke, just kind of shooting through or trying to go through right there.
Yeah. Love those North American vibes of just pushing right through it and the full-on aggression when you're down and aggression when you're up. It's the pace of game that's been working for them, though, so I don't see, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now Boise State is going to think of what they want to do in terms of buying right now.
Yeah, looks like we're trying to force up to some Spectres and really secure that bonus round, because that would put us like 1 point out from the win. They're full stacked B here. Not moving in real quick, but definitely stacked.
There's certainly a lot of information that you can get with this narrow hallway. Astra is still placing down a few more stars here. They're just going to push right through that with the risky play. Jet going through first. We see also the grenades by the Killjoy being used as well to try to stop Boise State. Turret is going to be taken out as they push on to B here. They try to take some people out in the boathouse behind.
Oh, just clears out boathouse. Well done. Now coming back to the front of the site, we've got a little... Oh, caught in the reload, just taken one shot.
Well, Boise State still has a great chance. Now the Astra is down to about half health as Kaylee comes right there, evens it up onto Dreammaker. And with the half health Astra, it's going to be a tough hold here.
It is 2-2. They've got the time advantage. Oh, Tigger's peeking down. 1-1.
Able to get it. And now that's just the start. Sometimes you just need one of those replays, and now that Central Florida's on defense, kind of more defensive favored, they can take at least a breath, get some fresh credits, and also have the opportunity to pick up one of Boise State's guns as well.
Yeah, yep, well earned. They've been fighting hard today.
You can see it was going to be a very tough ask of your hat here, and By seeing that util being brought out, your hat completely turned to the left, didn't see the flank coming through behind him.
Up. Almost a two-side mow down there. We got all kinds of bullets firing, just all kinds of angles not being held.
Boise State looks like they're just gonna say, okay, we'll put B on the back burner for right now and try to push A.
Yep, it's a good call. You know, if a full push doesn't work, move to a split push.
We see right here, we also see a bit of Odin coming out from Central Florida as well. Smoke is going to be thrown out. A little bit of firing through the smoke is just going to drive Boise State back a little bit.
Yeah, and although we're leaning for a full A here, we do have one kind of hanging out, just stalking around in mid.
And one gets the first pick onto Dreammaker, trying to fire through here with the Sheriff, trying to get some sort of headshot, and Kaylee's going to be the first one. Now, Kaylee was the one to turn it around last round as well, so really putting Central Florida in the initial advantage here.
Up in, trying to hold that ground, pre-fire all the corners. They're playing a lot of jumping jacks around here. Bandito just making noise in mid while his boys smooth around in A, try to check it out. They've got one in heaven though.
See, Boise State is just trying to peek through here onto A. This is going to meet.
Ooh. He's caught right in the middle there. Oh, they're able to util back for it. Oh, one's taken though. Bible is down. Boise State has only one player back, and they're low health. They're chasing after him. They're able to take him. Defenders win now 11-4. Yeah, that econ is really going into the Central Florida's hands here.
Yeah, I figured that Central Florida already had enough of a handle on A here, especially as you can see Seven just coming to rotate in to provide further support there. And picking up Bandito there. And now they've really got especially with that Odin purchase by the Sova, only having 250 credits left. If Boise State had managed to pick that up, not only stealing the Odin, but it would have put Central Florida in a real bind in terms of their credits. And Boise State is just having a full purchase here, and they have hardly anything left after that.
Ooh, we're getting some real contact here through the walls. Oh, and through the grates as well. Oh. Exity's down to 17 health. First contact hasn't really even been made eye to eye. We're getting a lot of action through here, right through that grate. A lot of Sova love to hang out right by that wall and just feed off the info and the wall bangs. So it's good to see some garage matches here.
Boise State still not quite sure. It looks like they are going to rotate, trying to do a full push onto B.
Bandito, good eyes on that turret there. That's a bit of entry tag, though. They know that they've got, you know, heavy hands on B here. We still have eyes watching A, but it looks like they've almost committed to B, considering the time they've spent in garage.
A little bit of gunfire being exchanged back and forth there.
Really pulling back with the aggression. Oh, that's the entry utility. We're starting to see some.
This is going to fire right through that smoke. Doesn't find anything there. Boise State does manage to put themselves on. Jet pops up onto the roof, but the Sova is able to hold it. Taken out by Calvin there. Left. Boise State finds themselves up one, and they're going to use that advantage to plant the spike. Who gets blinded there, but still, Kaylee's not going to let that blinding come through and get in the way. Showstopper also comes out from the Rays. Central Florida is looking to push on. Is able to take out Boise State, and like we were saying, you know, you don't count Central Florida out. Both of these teams are immortal average, and once Central Florida got onto the defense, which I assume they're a lot more comfortable with, it's starting to even up.
Yeah, we're starting to see that aggression really pull back, even though everyone was in garage, just sitting right there. They didn't want to kite. They didn't want to push right in and, you know, get swamped out. I did love that cheeky play there, jumping up on top of the...
yes.
Nice.
I mean, some of these jet plays, the way that they can have the maneuverability will just... It's like the Sova darts, you know, they just constantly wow you.
Yeah, the mobility is really key sometimes and can really pull some trick shots.
Now, Boise State is going to find themselves in a very uncomfortable position with this round. They're going to have to be buying Spectres, but they were already pretty low as they full purchased the last round, and losing that last round is going to be a situation where they're kind of going to have their backs up against the wall. Now, they do have the Killjoy ultimate.
Ooh, we see some more of that Odin through the walls. I'm sure they're just trying to get out any damage that they can early round, but it misses, which calls for an early rotate on the A.
Knives also coming online for Boise State right now. See Kaylee here, just currently in garden, trying to see where Boise State goes. They have their minds pretty well set on A. As Calvin comes rushing through here, but it isn't going to peek around the corner quite yet.
They're being nice and ginger with it, really, just moving really slow. Boise State's just, you know, they're already ahead. There's no reason to play fast and loose. Just try to take what they can get and just crawl towards the finish line.
Blocking vision.
Now Bible blocks the vision again, throws some more stars down. Bandito just
Just
walking
sneaking
kind of
across. Just sneaks across.
I am not here. I'm just going to walk naturally.
Yep.
I hope that nothing happens.
Don't be suspicious. Now he's holding an angle that's maybe a little unexpected. Oh, no, he moves back across.
But you got to hand it to Central Florida. They have both of these points nailed
30
down
seconds
pretty
left.
well. I mean, Boise State very kind of uncomfortable to push onto point A. You've also seen 9 there rotating back onto point A. They seem to have a fairly good idea that Boise State want to try to push through here. Now Calvin's coming through onto guard. He might try to get a flank here, but the race is waiting right there. Takes him out.
Calvin D was just surprised by Kellum there. Bible goes down on top. Spike is going down. Oh! Spike's taken in the last second. Defenders win 3 out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're crawling back up. It's good to see this adaptation of playstyle here. It feels like a coin was flipped when we, you know, flipped from the attack to defense. Just playstyle changed completely. Those 5v5 battle out all in the lobby don't happen anymore. It's really crawling in, and people are checking the angles, really slow with the isolation here, holding tricky angles and off angles and just waiting for people to walk into the trap. It's a completely different style here. You'd think you would just switch over to another map.
Well, the thing I like about Boise State is that they have been really good in managing and being kind of disciplined with their ults right now. As Ryujin is the first one to take out Bandito with that shot from the sniper.
Goodness.
Boise State might be trying to rotate back around towards A. Your throws out that smoke there to try to lock off Boise State. Actually, no, to try to give Boise State some cover as they're pushing up mid here.
And they're sneaking right through mid. We have a bit of hands here in Garden, though. Watching out for them moving into Cat. Hopefully your Hat's able to jiggle his way to victory here. They're double peeking the angles. Oh, your Hat is actually taken, though, and they move in on it. Astro holding the angle takes another one.
Ray's also just trying to end it right there onto Calvin there.
Yep, they know they've got him cornered. Oh,
Calvin is able to take out, but no.
Calvin, props to you for standing your ground, but Bible takes him.
NT.
Indeed.
Yeah, just some great peeking there by Central Florida. Boise State really having all of the momentum that they had just crushed here. Yeah. But they were also good, and at least in that push, I don't think they used any of their ultimates, so they still have 4 online.
And that's what one of the things I was saying earlier. If you're too stingy with the ultimates, trying to make, you know, one just absolutely hat-trick ultimate, then you might waste all the rounds that you could use it earlier, because they're all still getting kills.
Boise State is just having to focus on scepters for this round at their best, just trying to maybe locate a ghost there. One is still using classic,
wow,
so that's
and
just
early
the econ.
2 down. The knives are out.
Yeah, with knives used by Boise State, it looks like that is going to be one they wish they could get back. Killjoy is going to be the only one left, and has the that is not the situation that you want when you're all alone and you just hear an op ringing out over the horizon. It's just like, I'd like to go home now, please.
That was rough, especially dropping on like a 4 spy like that. Like you said, they had moved up into Spectres. We had people trying to save guns by pulling out ultimates there with the knives. And to just get an almost clean sweep right there just hurts. Hurts the econ and it hurts the ego.
And Boise State's econ, you can look for Central Florida. Oh my goodness, Mr. Moneybags here. Ooh, and Central Florida also with Boise State committing one of their ultimates here. It really has evened up so far, as Boise State looks like they're going to try to push towards A here. Down out that Silver Throne.
Ooh, pushing in nice and solid. They're able to take Bible, and that's almost all of the people on ground there. They've got the site to themselves. One's rotating in. Oh, they're all rotating in right now. The call's been made. It's an A battle for sure.
Right now, Boise State finds themselves. They're going to place the Killjoy down to buy themselves some more time here.
Yeah, post-plant scenario. They're up one person, and they're just trying to hold back people up in heaven to hold through the smokes. Like you said, the ultimates come out.
Oh, they actually get 2. Oh,
whoa,
wow.
And they move right up into it. Bandito takes 2 in a row right there, bringing him up to a 3K, I believe.
Yeah, and Boise State, it looks like they're going to break down the garden door here. Bandito moving in here.
One
Just
enemy
get
remaining.
an even better hold on A as Ryujin is going to peek around the corner here.
And the sprays are already out. They're running from the bomb, and that is an excellent round there.
There's not enough time here.
Still a little bit of last fire back there in the halls. Just trying to catch a little bit of that last kill, maybe prevent a gun from being taken.
Yeah, and that's...
and he loses the glitch pop. Oh, so close.
Oh.
Almost took the glitch pop with him.
Match point.
But I still like the idea from Ryujin there, you know, still doing what Boise State did, just knowing kind of when to fold it, especially with Boise State, with them having such a great reserve of credits so far.
Excellent timing there, though. Honestly, got to give it to Central Florida for just holding out back there and just staving off and being able to lose or take another player by the spike. That was tragic to see.
All right, Boise State is going to have their Astral ult available to them. Showstopper just coming online for Central Florida, as well as the Killjoy. Boise State just throwing out a little bit of util on toward the garden here.
And this is pretty intense. I don't know if we really went over it hard enough, but this is match point. That last round put match point off Boise State. This is the first round of Gridiron Tournament.
But keep in mind, it took them 6 rounds to get that 1 point, so Central Florida is still not out of this by a long shot.
No, like I said, there's been some incredible comebacks.
Now Astra's ult being used by Boise State. A little bit of a shock dart is going to be thrown here from Boise State. So they're going to go through the smoke, plant the spike down on point A here. Question comes to Central Florida, do they want to use their ult? They do throw down the Killjoy, which is going to put Boise State in a bit of an uncomfortable position here.
Yeah, it definitely puts Central Florida into a better post-plant scenario for the retake. That defender lockdown doesn't take them up, but the Showstopper does.
Bandito fighting back, though, with a double. But look at Rudy there, is able to take out Calvin, and Central Florida finds themselves with the advantage. And actually, a defuse is just going to come out from Central Florida right now. They aren't able to stop. Boise State isn't able to stop them. Central Florida makes it 9.
Man, walking up to that wall there, and I'm going to be honest, when I first saw Astro come out and when I first read the patch notes, I thought a wall down the middle of the map was kind of dumb. But walking up to that wall, that eerie of not knowing where everyone is, and all of a sudden, you have a massive angle 50-50 that's right there. You've got to cross and you've got to just brave yourself to all of it or none of it, and you don't know what's on the other side. And to get that Lear thrown out is just pushing that into your world. That was rough to play up against.
Now Boise State, it looks like they're going to be bringing out some Phantoms.
Yep, and the other team really drained their ult economy on that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is true. Boise State's still having just enough to buy the kind of guns that they want here, but still the econ is way in the favor of Central Florida. It's just going to be firing right through with that Odin onto that hole, onto the garage and B. I love it.
X-Hitty with just loves the Odin.
I mean, it's the type of gun that you just love to have, you know? I mean, just any Gatling gun is just fun to use.
Especially as the Sova having that, we are on site. Oh, 1-2 taken. Goodness, Rudy is on a roll, takes 3 in a row. Spike is down, and they own the site right now. Dreammaker just trying to get anything, just trying to sneak in. They're coming for him, though. Moves right in, and they are able to take him. An almost clean sweep by the defenders. Goodness, we are closing up. I don't want to jinx it. We're closing up here.
Yeah,
the gap
I don't know
really
I don't know if we're going to go into overtime or not.
Oh, don't say that.
I said I don't know, so anything could still happen. But the only solace really for Boise State there is that Empress was used, so that's one less that they have to worry about.
That's
but
true.
South Florida is still managing their ults really well as they still have the advantage.
Especially considering the kills that they got, that Hunter's Fury is already back, and 2 rounds after, that lockdown is back. Rudy really went crazy on that last round. Gotta give it to him.
Get out of my way!
There goes that recon bolt just being bounced right through, gets destroyed instantly, but he knows that they're pushing through garage yet again.
Oh, Boise State isn't taken by it this time.
They're just going to have their dart throw.
They keep playing it back with that dart throw on the tree.
Oh, look at that! A double off of the shock
double with a shock dart.
Are you kidding me? This Sova
has been owning this garage. Holding it with the Odin. Oh, is he going to go for more wall bangs? He's sending out the owl.
Nah, it's maybe just going to go back with the Odin. I just like holding this Gatling gun right now. Bandito with the knives is able to take out Rudy. That's really the only ultimate Boise State had, and that might help them even it out. We do hear an op being used as well. Now the recon dart being found again. He knows where they are.
The spikes down in garage.
Jet dashing out of the way right now. Boise State, you know, really really throwing a lot of resources back into trying to push B, but...
Yeah, they were, and maybe they finally changed their minds on that. It looks like they're moving up into Catwalk, but CF did not, you know, put all their eggs in a basket here, and they definitely have people guarding that. Ooh, that op goes down.
Now these knives, I gotta hand it to Bandito, picking up 2 with those knives, but not enough.
Not quite enough.
Oh my goodness, we are almost tied all the way back up again.
So intense, and from such a point spread.
I'm surprised that Boise State held on to trying to push through the garage toward B again.
So
I mean, when you have a Sova that's as good as this, that gets a double off of the shock dart and just has this Odin just going insanely through, I don't want to say tunnel vision, but
yeah.
It's...
And, oh goodness, yeah.
All right. Oh,
there he is. No, he's holding his ground, and he's ready for it. I don't even think he'll send out the dart. He's probably just going to go for full spray. Sure enough, his lineup was on point there. He's definitely been doing this in the death match.
Spray and pray. It's my tried and true strategy. I like it. I love it. And this Sova's just having way too much fun.
Luckily enough, we have Boise State split push here. We have got some in the A, just kind of hanging out of the pocket. Hopefully they're hoping for a bit of a rotation here off of A so that they can move in, because it might be what they're getting right here. We can see this match point move out. I hope.
The Owl Drone's still thrown out by that Sova, so Boise State's still committing to this split push. Boise State Sova is just going to take a little bit of a peek right through here, seeing if he can't get a little bit of shots through the wall with his own Odin as well. So we have 2 Sovas, 2 Odins facing off against each other.
The duel of the century, and we love to see it. And maybe it's just too many levels of reverse psychology above my head, but they're just hanging out over there while the rest of the team just kind of in a cold war here, just looking at the A side, thinking about it. A lot of utility potential right there, but and I spoke too soon because some of it's coming out. We're seeing a lot of entry utility right onto the site. Jet has to push straight in, uses a bit of her mobility to get right into the site, and kind of corners herself in there, but she's holding pretty well.
Dreammaker is able to get the first pick and take that Thunder's Fury out of the equation. And Calvin also keeping Boise State at advantage 1. Now the Killjoy is thrown down by Central Florida to try to buy them a little more time. Enough for Bible to take off Dreammaker. There it is, back and even, but Boise State still manages to plant that spike. Can they get out of the Killjoy just in time? No, one of them is going to get 2 of them.
Just spent 1 second too long thinking maybe he could break that lockdown, but when he saw the raise in there, he knew there was too many people and he couldn't take it. He was out of time. Runs, but just doesn't quite make it, like you're saying.
Bible peeking through here is going to face 2 members of Boise State. He is the only one left. And they're going to throw it. Boise State throws on their own Killjoy here.
But Bible is right on top of it.
Yeah, he is.
But he doesn't get it.
Boise State picks up the win.
An absolute clutch there. 1-on-1 is able to take it out and hold in on that lockdown. Secures the first win, the first map in Gridiron Rivals.
Woo. That is... I need
intense.
to take a break out of that one. Boise State had such a dominant performance when they were defending, but just really could hardly get any sort of point when they were on attack. So a great sort of... They're taking up to take a breath, and I think I need to take a breath right now. They need to regroup.
Goodness, play after play. That was incredible. And what a comeback. How do you feel about that comeback? Did you think that was going to happen? Or was it even on the
don't
table?
know. I think that they gave that Sova way too mileage on point B. That Sova was just so comfortable, and it was amazing that Boise State managed to do it against so much econ disadvantage that, you know, Central Florida had everything they needed. They could buy the Odins, they could buy the Ops, and Boise State still just managing to hold on to their ultimates for just the right moment and use what they had to pull out the victory. But as we said, it's a best of 3 in Central Florida. I would not count them out by any measure. So we're going to take a quick break and be back after this.
BFC is launching the greatest events of the summer, so gamers know that they are never alone. Brought to you by Antares Gaming and Never Alone Gaming, gaming teams that build a better future for mental health. And Esports Tower, paving the way for education in esports for the youth. We want the community to know that we stand together and we are united in spreading mental health awareness. We are also proud to announce that we are expanded into new games. This summer, gaming events are back.
Oh, come on! That's insane! Oh my God! No! Oh my goodness!
Tried to keep it in play.
Kyle! It's over! Yodi gets it! Chris is your winner! He goes down 1 HP! Oh no!
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We are currently in the Valorant section of our Gridiron Rivals match against UCF, and Boise State managing in this best of 3 to pull out the first victory on Ascent, although I mean that by the skin of their teeth in 13-11. And I've currently got Smellerby joining me right now. And oh my goodness, just a first night of Valorant, a first night of UCassie. Could you have asked for any sort of more of a nail-biting match than that?
No, thank you, Jem. I definitely couldn't have. That was intense and a great first match, a great first map of the night, of the season. It was intense, and just to see that landslide start and the absolute comeback by Central Florida was crazy.
Well, now Boise State is going to be moving into the second map, and we knew that they had the choice of this one. They chose Breeze. UCF chose to start off on defense here. So let's go a little bit into Breeze.
Yeah, so I don't know how the team feels. Oh.
Well, we'll get into Breeze for just a second.
It'll be
but
there.
just a quick reminder of the rules. Each team bans one map. I do believe Haven and Split were the ones that were banned. Boise State banning Haven, I think UCF banning Split. And UCF has the pick of the first and third ones. Boise State obviously picked Breeze here. And then the team that's not picking the map chooses which side they want to play in. This is the first event for Boise State in Valorant as a full varsity program. And both these teams are immortal average, and we certainly saw that last match. It looked like Boise State was just going to run away with it. I believe they had 11 or... Yeah, they're like 11-2.
It was definitely at least a 9-point spread. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And Central Florida managed to drive it back to a 13-11. So now we get to go back into what you were about to talk about with Breeze.
Yeah, for me, Breeze is just an open field. Save for like 1 or 2 hallways, you can almost see from spawn to spawn. So it's an opper's playground, and we've seen some excellent op shots and some real ego peaks in there that maybe not should have happened. So I'm excited to see some actual just real clutch plays and some real map knowledge and some understanding of what angles you're really setting yourself open to when you peek every corner. So.
Yeah, you can see Boise State picking up Ascent. Now, if it goes to a third one, it will be Icebox, so we'll have a lot to talk about of Icebox. Definitely. Certainly a map with a bit of a reputation, but right now we're going to be going on to Breeze. You know, it is interesting you talk about the little hallways there, and, you know, I love the design of the trapdoor out of that hallway, but you couldn't ask for a more dead audio giveaway, too. I mean, there are so many times when you're just trying to get the right angle, and then all of a sudden, out of the corner of your ear, you hear that, and you're like, oh, you're out.
Yep. And which brings back the classic drop, the old CSGO gimmick of, there's an op around the corner, so you throw the classic out to see if they could shoot for it. Oh, speaking of classic plays, we got Doc's keys to the game. Give us an intro.
Yeah, Doc's keys to the game in Valorant are to focus angles in your flank, know your win condition, count the cards and call out the abilities, and know the enemy econ, because Central Florida can build up quite an econ when they're on a comeback. But Doc's keys to the game brought to you by Count Identity Trust Global Network, which delivers real-time fraud protection for over 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Quick and accurate identity trust decisions deliver safe payment, account creation, and login events while reducing digital fraud, chargebacks, false positives, and manual reviews. Count.com for more information. And of course, we just got to throw in our little bit of an unofficial play of the game of the ego peek. Do not ego peek that up, especially on a map like Breeze. And so Boise State right now, we can see what they are thinking of bringing out. Both teams are considering Viper here.
Yeah, I see Viper as a really high pick for this map, honestly, just because the very open style of the map, Viper is able to shut that down with such far-reaching utility that is such a visual blocker. Her smokes just get so much more utility, and I think that's honestly a lot of what Riot was looking for when they opened this map, because I know that they'd been tweaking on Viper for quite a while. I also love to see Skye on this map too. She just gets great utility out of that just visual denial, just being able to throw things right around the corner and get great utility out of her, well, utility, because she gets info off of, you know, who actually gets flashed when those flashes come out. So being able to drop them, you know, in those plains-like areas, to just grassy open spots, and see, you
Select your agent.
Is the site open or not?
Now, Cypher's an interesting pick from UCF here, and they were really comfortable on defense, and Cypher's just kind of the Sentinel's sentinel, if you will. He just has so many ways to be able to defend and keep watch over that, but it gets a lot harder when you're on offense and trying to use his abilities. So it might be that UCF just tries to run up the score as much as they can here on defense.
Yep.
We see Boise State is just going back to that Sova pick, 2 Sova picks. So both of the Sovas are still more than happy, and of course a lot of wide open areas to try to aim those tracking darts through.
I do want to point out our only duelist toe-to-toe here is Jet, run by Bandito, against one Raze. That's really our only, you know, super forward gun-heavy person. Now, you can play Skye as a very aggressive initiator for sure, but I was kind of expecting, you know, some sort of a arena or, you know, more duelist feel on this, especially considering how aggressive they were on this side last turn.
Boise State is going to try to devise their strategy of where they want to push. It looks like they are most likely considering mid or A, not giving that much thought to B right now.
Yep. And a nice split push too, moving right up into mid. Interesting that we'd play this right after Ascent. For me, those are the 2 biggest mid control maps, so let's see if they take it.
Boise State just moving right up through mid. Race throws out the bot and the grenade as well through that door. Isn't going to pick up anyone. Actually does get a little bit of damage onto Boise State, but taken out by Dreammaker with a great flank onto A there.
Yeah, excellently played. You know, we just did not have enough people from Central Florida watching those gates, and they're just taking one at a time.
Spike planted.
Now the spike is planted. Central Florida only has 3 left. Now Region trying to even it up by taking out shells, so Boise State still manages to keep the advantage of 2. You see Bible and Ryujin trying to peek through these doors here, is able to pick out Calvin there, so Boise State is now almost even, and they got to keep in mind that Sova isn't doing too well on health either.
That's true, but they do have the site advantage and the leg up of having one member up. So the smokes are right there on the doorway.
Now
they've taken one into 2v2 right on site. They're pushing in. The timer's clicking down, and they make the time.
Great play from your half there. Also, the Sova dart goes out. Is going to give him a little bit more information, and he is able to pick up
Boise
Bible
State
there.
Takes it.
Wow, what a clutch shot!
A last-minute kill. They're both out of the range.
And the
Love to see
grenade
it.
as well through that door isn't going to pick up anyone. Actually, does get a little bit of damage on Boise State, but taken out by extra with a great flank from that initial victory. Remember, Central Florida, especially with that cycle pick, is really going for a defensive heavy push here. So any sort of victory that Boise State can take away from them is going to be huge.
Now, am I wrong, or is that a Guardian in Dreammaker's hands?
Is that? Look, I would have to see it one more time.
I think out of the corner of my eye,
yes, it
is. Well, okay. We are going straight for that open style, kind of just gunning people down the hallway feel. I love to see it. Nice ice. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which,
yeah, Bandito able to get a pick with that Marshall right there. State still trying to push through toward A there.
Oh, that Sova's facing the wrong way. They've got site control. Bandito is right in.
And I think Central Florida, you know, Boise State is just going all in on A there with Central Florida. They kind of split out between everything, but now all their members are able to rotate aggressively as Boise State has the initial advantage. Cypher really low on health right now. Is going to be taken out by Shells, as well as your Hat getting picked up his own. Boise State is in a great position to hold point right there.
And Boise State, even though they have the advantage, and they take another one, closing in on that last player. Silva's caught behind the boxes, low health, and he's closing in from 3 different angles. As I was saying though, Boise State, even though they have that advantage to just move in and take the site, they don't blow up too quickly because they know that they don't want to move into ground that isn't quite, it's just a little too fresh. They're able to really just pull back, take the ground that they've got, left to rotate to them, and sweep it up as it comes. That open style kind of just gunning people down the hallway feel. I love to see it.
By Shells there. With that headshot, Boise State. Bandito, question get a pick of that multiple right just going to go away again. It's working out so well for them.
Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if this is what earns you the bonus round, you may as well give the bonus round back to it. Oh wow, entry utility right off the bat from both sides. Again, I don't think anyone was seen by the dart though. They're being nice and secretive about this A push. They might not even commit. We got such a fast rotate from Central Florida back to the A side.
Yeah, they are definitely wise to Boise State strategy. Of course, this Sova doing such a great job in the first round.
Sure are.
Getting some,
even though they have the advantage, and they take out the
closing in on that last player.
Bad behind the box, low health, and he close
rotate around. Speaking of Sofas, look out for Boise State.
Muchin takes 2, but is taken by Bandito.
Sova might actually come into a face-off against the Viper.
One enemy remaining.
Have to keep an eye.
Just one player left. Take you to your hat. You've got this one Sova. Just sweep it up, and he's out.
Standing ahead.
Central Florida takes their first round, able to break a bonus round. Honestly, pretty impressive. They probably saved their credits that second round and were able to get the better guns, and then just feed off the guns that they're picking up off each kill. Don't fix it. And if this is what earns you the bonus round, you may as well give the bonus round back.
They really only have the Viper that's really committed to me right now. And it looks like they're right on top right now. Central Florida putting a lot of their resources into A right now, especially with the Cypher focusing on it.
Yeah, maybe Boise State's figured out the rotation here just right, because now there's not a lot of hold on B. In fact, only one person to mid and one person on B, and they're kind of moving up nice and slow. And this is round 4, so it's kind of the first big gun round. Full ARs both sides. Oh, he made first contact right there in the hallways.
Now the rotation starts to come out from Central Florida. Eugen here is just waiting around this Viper cloud here.
As it goes down.
Try to peek up, but Boise State is just a little bit too far to the right. Tosses out the Hawk, isn't able to find anything. Shells takes him out. Bible evens it up right now, so Boise State is going to find themselves actually down 1 as Bible gets a triple. Actually make it a quadruple. Can they get the ace here? Oh, it's going to be Rudy picking it up.
Rudy, that ace thief.
I'm not gonna complain if you manage to tie it up. I'm not that petty.
No, if you take the round, you take the round. That was a tragic play right there. That Sky going down after sending out the bird, thinking that they had secured it. And at this high level play, both teams, Immortal average, you hear the bird come out and you know not only to look away, but to look right back and take, because someone's pushing in when you didn't get flashed. Just levels upon levels ahead with the audios behind the utility there. I love to see those kind of plays.
One ultimate apiece for each team right now. Boise State looks like they're going to be pushing mid right now. Cypher still holding down that A point. He's going to have to be aiming right through. Actually throws out the cloud right between those doors, so that's going to lock out Boise State from pushing through there for a little bit. KLA repositioning themselves there, is able to get rid of that recon bolt.
Boise State hanging out, just kind of taking the picks that they can get. You know, when you're ahead, there's no reason to take too hard off it. Enjoy your time in mid and make sure that you checked all the angles. We're seeing some contact here in A side.
Yeah, Rudy is able to get his pick, even it back up. KLA just taking a look over this hallway here.
Yeah, KLA's a little bit torn between these different spots that he's got to watch. He knows that they're in mid, but he knows they like to hang out towards A. Moving up nice and slow through here on B. The energy's coming in behind him, though. That's another person down. Bandito goes down.
Viper wall being thrown out, kind of locking out Central Florida's Viper here. Boise State still finds themselves 1 down with the Sky holding the spike at half health right now.
Ooh.
30
And
seconds
might
left.
be a peek out here from your hat. Has to watch out for this Sova here. Throws out the shock dart. Is just gonna let your hat know. Throws out the cloud.
Smokes
Is
back
just-
up, says nope, none of that.
Maybe a few shots through the cloud, but overall, not gonna try to contest that too much.
Last
Ooh.
player standing.
Here comes Central Florida roaring back here, and now this econ is really going to start to go in their favor.
Yeah, how do you feel about Boise State pulling out an ult with, you know, less than 30 seconds on the clock and Spike in their hands?
You know, it really wasn't at a point where, I mean, this isn't a game-making round for Boise State at this. It might have just been a panic ultimate right now. I'm not sure. Maybe he thought he could retake it because Boise State was down at 1, but that is unfortunate.
With 15 seconds left in the round, I mean, if the Seekers went out and said site was clear, maybe he could have sprinted in and put it right there on that first pyramid, but I think that was a little bit of a reach.
They found my wire.
Oh, people are pushing up. This is what seemed like an aggressive push onto A, which got some rotation over. We've got 3 people here holding that side off. That's first contact. Knives take their first victim.
Yeah, knives are going to be used by Boise State. Bandito trying to reposition himself, but didn't see Kale behind him. Is going to be taken out right now. Central Florida has the advantage as Boise State goes into plant. It's going to get revealed by that dart right now, but that Viper wall is going to run out right now and allowing your hat to see Kale right there. Boise State finds themselves with the advantage. It's Ryujin trying to snipe through, trying to pick out Boise State Sova. The Viper wall goes up again, blocking off Central Florida's view, and now it is all down to Ryujin here. Boise State has every advantage, though. Your hat very low on health. Might try to peek up. Nope, Dreammaker had it.
And there's Ryujin. Boise State takes it. That is a well-needed point there, bringing it back to the half.
We're going to see this again. This was really the only option that Central Florida had, was trying to aim over that Viper wall.
Yeah,
coming
cheeky
out
there. But that Viper wall is just so effective on a map like this.
Yeah, just being able to completely divide it up. Both teams are tied at 3 apiece right now. Hunter's Fury, both teams basically have both ults, so it's basically mirrored in terms of ults right now.
Yeah, it really is.
So now Boise State looks like they're going to change this up. Their first real push onto B. Now Bible has set up on B basically every single round thus far, and is the only one holding B right now. So if they can get the early pick and just kind of get the information to just, hey, push B, everyone else is trying to rotate around that. It's going to be great. That's what they needed to do.
People are on site. That's first contact, and that, like you're saying, person is down, which means actually there's an ult down as well. So we have the ult advantage, and that ult comes
Fury
out.
being brought out by Central Florida.
Just trying to take this down. Oh, your hat with an ult. I think an excellently placed ult, honestly. They're fighting.
See both members of Central Florida trying to push through those archways there. Boise State is really dug into this point right now, and is just happy to let the spike timer tick down further.
They sure are, just sitting right on top of it, playing for time, letting them shoot through the smoke while they hang behind the walls. Oh, they got some push in, and they're punished for it. That's one down.
Ooh, but Sova trying to even it up.
Trades
Look
are
at
made.
Bandito with the double, is able to take out Central
Boise
Florida.
State takes it.
Boise State pulling into a slim lead. But, you know, I would say Boise State, you know, having a slim lead right now, I think this is actually going very well for Boise State, because Central Florida really is going so far in on this defensive strategy that if Boise State can at least get, you know, 4 or 5 wins, they're going to be great when they're heading into defense here.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, like you're saying, we haven't even taken into consideration that, you know, this is at the half, but the attacker-defender play is to be considered as well.
Okay, Kaylee taking a little bit of a peek there through A. Cypher's pretty darn committed to just setting up on A all this time. But, you know, our Boise State thought we did so well pushing B last time. We're going to get our initial pick and push through again. Now Bible is just going to try to have a little bit of redemption here onto B. Doesn't want to get picked out again. Throws out the Viper Cloud.
Yeah, we see that entry utility coming right in. Ooh, Boise State's Owl Drone's taken out, but now they know where Bible's at, which is a lot of the vision denial here, so hopefully they can move up on in. It looks like they've split, actually. Half of them moved back to mid. Maybe they heard a little bit too much rotation. They're going back to the A side because they've only left one person hanging back.
Yeah, Boise State is going to be rotating back around here. The only one who's really alone is this Sova, who's going on to mid right here. Is going to meet the other Sova, though, for a bit of a battle between the two.
Yeah, right there in the box. No, it looks like number 5 turned his back, and he's saying, nope, you're not where the action's at. I'm moving to A site. Interesting, though, that Boise State decided to rotate through their own spawn instead of through the mid there when they had mid control of that Sova. Oh,
here comes the Hunter's Fury out from Boise State. Is forcing that Raze to just back right up there. And now here comes Cypher as well, moving up through the hallway, is going to open that door, trying to get a peek onto Boise State. Central Florida has managed to even it back up. Showstopper also being brought up there by Kale, able to pick up your hat there. Bandito also getting the Sova, and Rudy finishing it off by taking out Bandito.
What a shame. That Showstopper really just took site control because he was in a good position to just hold him off, stave him off, keep shooting. But when they caught him around that corner with the Showstopper, they were able to sweep right in, and then Cave wasn't even an issue. Yeah, you can see Bandito there trying to sneak back into Cave and just kind of like hold back. It's a nice second for a good bait and switch, but when they had him out completely, they were able to take it right there from the mid gates.
All right, with the buy phase going on right now, both teams, you got to think that what's your read overall on the overall econ here? Because neither team has had really the opportunity to build up that much of a lead.
They've really, I'm sure it's been just force after force with such a toe-to-toe push where they're both trying to just get that leg up.
Oof. Sova Dart going to come out there, not picking anyone up as Boise State eyes A, as well as that. Cypher's actually rotating back to B here.
Big City got a Odin in his hands. He loves just drilling through the walls.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This one's early. Jet moves out of the way with that mobility.
Once Exity here has this Odin, he's just happy.
Yeah, just warm and close to the body. He's not going to want to give that one up. Your hat. Thinking about throwing that one out. Just wait until the right time. You don't want to lose the smoke too early or commit to a site too early, but it looks like it's happening. They're moving on to A now. Nice and slow right here through Cave. Just checking the angles, just checking the corners. Turret says I see someone.
Watch out for Bible, though. They are certainly aware of Bible rotating back into the spot, and he's managed to take away Boise State's attention for a bit.
I've got your trail.
Yeah, an attention trait indeed. A little bit of a flank there. A good thing they didn't catch anybody. It's still 5-5. They got a little bit of a damage on him. They're chasing after that ult, though, saying, well, hey, if, they were pulling into a flank, that's pretty much full commit on A. So,
30 seconds left.
Some space on B.
Hawk goes out. Ryujin takes out your hack, answered back by Dreammaker. Both teams still even right now.
Yep, it's
Bomb and grenade going out from Raze here onto B here. Boise State's still trying to find the right positioning that they want.
Boise State's kind of holed up right there. They've got 3 people hanging on kind of the same angle.
10 seconds left.
Now just some firing through there by Kale is able to pick up Dreammaker. It is 1-1 now. Can Boise State get that spike down quick enough? The Sova's too far away, and they manage to get it down.
Oh
no, not quick enough for
unbelievable.
Boise State!
Was that 0.6 of a second? Did I see
would
that?
I would have to see if production can bring that back up on a replay.
Goodness.
Oh,
we thought the Sova was too far away.
No, I thought Boise State. I thought we were just. I was gearing up. Yeah. Okay. Here. What's the best? It's lower than 1 for sure.
Goodness.
Points. Oh yeah.
I didn't even. That was crazy.
That was about as close as you can get it. Central Florida just has to be breathing a sigh of relief there.
Tragic. All right, we see some more. Oh, a little bit of a split push here. We've got 1 hanging out on in the A lobby, maybe just watching for that flank. We'll look at 2 moving up into the cave. Interesting to see that Viper drop that wall so early on B. Maybe they're trying to bait some people over, but the rotation's not really working. We still have people hanging back. Central Florida just hanging back in their own spawn, waiting for that call. They're moving into A nice and slow,
Viper wall thrown out by Boise State. It looks like they might actually be going for the split push as they throw out the owl drone there.
Yeah, but the spike's on A. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Nice out from Bandito.
Absolute eagle eye.
Able to pick out 1. Boise State goes to plant the spike on A. He's successful in doing that. We see a Cypher smoke coming out through there, through the doorway.
Yeah,
but Cypher's going to rotate back, try to meet up with some of his teammates as Viper also rotates back.
Doors are open and they're getting smoked off. Utility is definitely out there for it. A little bit of a match here. Oh, damage taken from both sides, but no match made.
But Bible is going to make a run at it with your hat here. Boise State Sova is also very low on health. Dreammaker Rudy is able to take out Bandito, and Central Florida might have a bit of life left to them here. Now we see the tracing dart is going to be brought out by a great shot by Rudy there. And now Dreammaker has to be kind of jigging his boots. Peeks out from behind the boxes and pulls it out for Boise State.
I was a little bit worried there for Dreammaker, I'm going to be honest. Sending out that that info dart early kind of gives away your position, and when you're such low health, it's important to know where the enemy's at, but when they're able to take it down quick enough, then they know where you're at. I'm surprised that he was able to jump right out and just take him by the side. So good to see Boise State even that out a little bit. That puts us in 5-5, doesn't it?
Yep. We are all evened up yet again. Not a lot of opportunity for either team to open up a huge amount of, econ advantage. Now, Boise State only has the Killjoy available to them, whereas Central Florida is going to have the Hunter's Fury and Mind Hack as well. So here we go. Boise State looks like they're going to be going out towards A. Throws out the Hawk. And
full 5 defender push at a econ disadvantage. I think I saw a Shorty and a Marshall and a Stinger just rushing into that. Boise State was able to take him because of it, and they just moved right in through the smoke. They're able to corner one last player there, and it's a flawless sweep front to back. Just goes to show that once again, you can't play aggressive with Boise State. It doesn't work.
Before the switch.
All right, we're going to probably see a bit more of aggressive ult usage here as we are going to be switching for the next round. So Central Florida is really going to depend on whether they can get one of those early picks so that they can get a successful Mind Hack onto Boise State. So we're going to see how these ultimates are used here as we are going into the last round before the swap.
Yep. I don't think we've seen any expert Killjoy utility or ultimate coming out yet so far, have we?
No Killjoy app being used yet. Boise State a ton onto that for the entire time. They're going to throw the spike down, peek through the whole way here as the Viper wall goes up.
Nope, the call's made. It's a full A push. Nice and slow, but still a full A push. So we see people rotating in. Oh, and there it is.
Yeah, Killjoy coming out from Boise State. Exity here is going to be hiding back in this towards the hallway here, trying to peek through here. Rudy has to get out of the way, though. It's going to be Kaylee who's taken out first. Now Rudy takes out Calvin D. There's the opportunity there. If he was able to take Calvin D out, he might want to try to use the Mind Hack if it is safe to do so, of course. Hunter's Fury being used by Central Florida on to point A, takes out Dreammaker, and Central Florida now has the advantage. They might be able to snowball that at 2, but Cypher, is taken out before he can use his ultimate. But at this point, it isn't going to matter too much. Central Florida ties it up 6-all as we move into the swap.
Don't even start that shit here, mate.
Goodness.
Time to hunt.
Switching sides.
All right, let's see what econ we're kind of going into. Oh, it's a lot of
ghosts. Yeah, a lot of ghost purchases here.
This could be a real slow round, just kind of looking for the early picks and try to, play a little bit different style here. We might see that style flip that we saw earlier, or I could just be reading the all ghost by completely wrong. I'd love to see where they're going with this.
All right, with 20 seconds left, do you think that this is a correct call for Boise State? Both of these teams just buying all of these ghosts instead of abilities?
I don't think it's a bad call. I think a good call is to, adapt for the other team and be unpredictable. And, as long as you're communicating what you're doing, then take your team where, your team thinks they need to go. So I don't think it's a bad call. I think, the ends justify the means in a situation like this. So I think we'll get to see.
There goes the Recon Bolt is going to be finding out Bandito, who has to reposition here. So Central Florida getting a bit more information there as Dreammaker is actually going to come back out here, knowing that from the Boise State is for A. Boise State.
Some contact here in B. We already got one on Boise State down.
Now here comes Central Florida.
That's the second one. He's able to double up on it, though.
He's trying to rotate back out onto B, is able to make it there and plant it down. Boise State rotates back out. The Cypher smoke is out as Calvin D pushes through here. Dreammaker is able to get one, and it's now down to just one for Central Florida, but they do have the advantage of having the spike down, so he has a bit of knowledge here. Here's the defuse sound there, and can just push back forward, takes him out. And that's kind of the advantage of having the spike down so few, is he can just listen for that sound.
That's true, yep. But he tried to bait it out. Do a little tap, hold your angle, and then on the second tap, there it is. He was just jiggle peeking that angle, waiting for the tap. Well played.
That's got to be a relief for Central Florida right now, taking the first victory on attack there. And he had the right idea here. He was just going to get as much util as he could out around these corners, and especially since Boise State was so low on health with their Sova, all he had to do was wait for that defuse sound. Peeks out, boom, and he wins.
Rough. Central Florida Sova really holding his ground there. Good play. 7-6. It has been toe-to-toe, round so far.
All right, As Boise State, a few Spectres being brought out by Central Florida as well.
Boise State on a pretty solid save here. We see 1 or 2 deagles, but that's about it.
Yeah, and Central Florida also has the advantage that they were all able to buy shields this round.
That's
We're going to find out that turret there as Rudy just goes right on to plant with the benefit of his smoke, and they get the spike down really early now and can get into all of their defensive positions as Boise State tries to push through the narrow doorway there. Bandito is able to take out Rugin right off the bat as they continue their push forward. Right now, Central Florida just has Vista kind of onto point A. Is going to take out Calvin D. Then Shells, Bible with a double. Can they make it a triple? It's going to take out Dreammaker as well. Look at Bible right now. Rudy is able to pick up the 4th, and now just 1 more for Boise State. Their Viper is really low on health. Can they push through that cloud to get him? Yes, indeed they can. Boy, Rudy gets his 2nd. Great play there by Central Florida to open up a lead.
Goodness, it sure was. I've got to give it to him. Bible just hanging out behind that smoke, just being able to line up with the wall and just take people out as they walk down. Kind of summing up all these angles into one angle that he can just stare straight down was rough. And that stagger push-in was honestly not the call, where they're just taking one at a time, giving him time to regroup. That was honestly a pretty solid play by Central Florida.
Now Central Florida opening up a lead here, 8-6, and that econ advantage is now going to start to snowball for them.
It sure is.
Now here comes Dreammaker, is going to be throwing out that dart right off the bat, right into the angle that he needs it. Isn't really going to pick anyone up right now. Boise State is trying to decide if they want to go for A or B. Excuse me. Yeah,
no. Boise,
They have defense set up on both A or B. Central Florida, excuse me, is deciding whether they want to push towards A or B.
Yeah,
now throwing out that drone gets picked off immediately, but is able to get some information on that raise.
Ooh, Dreammaker tries to peek on that double and just is taken for it. Bandito trying to back him up. Gates closed.
And Bandito caught out by that raise grenade. You hate it when that happens.
Yeah, that's always rough. Especially the paint shells, that extra one too. Moving up in there. They know that they're in there. They just got to move in for it. They're seeing a little bit of contact. Bandito just looking for a pick here. Holding his angle. Ooh, the crosshair placement was on point, but he just wasn't quick enough.
Now Central Florida having a great advantage here. But they still haven't really decided. Looks like they...
30 seconds left.
They're just content to kind of run out this clock and kind of whittle Boise State down.
They sure are. We're seeing matches all over the map right here. B side, A side, picks left and right. Callum takes Calvin D, Yerhat takes Rudy, and Bible's able to double back on that Yerhat. Shells takes Katie, and the Spike's going down. Spike is down on B side, and our last 3 players are rotating over there.
Yeah, Shells is definitely going to have their work cut out for them, but Ryujin is very low,
incredibly low.
So maybe just a lucky shot around that corner there.
Shells giving away a lot of his position, though, making those shots. And you got to say, Shells is pretty low on health, too. Oh, that flash didn't quite get the utility he needed, but he's able to
pick up one. It is just down to the Viper now.
No! Shoulder to the man. He's absolutely taken by the ear. That is always a tragedy to see. The clock was low anyway. Wow, they've really snowballed that win right there on the half. It is now 9-6, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, and just the bird was not activated quick enough. He was able to move back. Luckily, he was taken, but it was just right here. Just not having the time to be able to check all those angles. Just assuming that both of them were watching the same spot, backing each other up back sight. He moves right in, and he's taken.
Now here we go.
Boise State going for this second eco round in a row.
Yeah, Central Florida is able to really just kind of load up on all the Vandals there. Now the Viper wall is going to go out, as well as the Raise bot there. Bible is just going to plant right away as they just go right into A. Cypher Smoke also coming out as well. Spike is planted. Boise State already down one. Central Florida holding all the cards right now. They are doing great.
And they're holding all the ultimate too. That guy is super low on health and just hanging out back sight, just trying to use her flash to give the team some utility. They finally take her. It's now closer to 2v3, maybe something we can work with. Oh, a 3v1. Attackers take it. I spoke too soon. Hold up in that door right there is a rough situation, honestly. It almost feels like the people on site can see more of you than you can see of them, you know?
And unfortunately for Boise State, I thought they had a chance there with this Sova and Viper right there. the shot on Perugian, but just wasn't meant to be. And now the econ advantage really has to be stacking up. Boise State has to be really careful because they are behind in everything in terms of ultimates, in terms of their credits. It's just not a good situation for them as Central Florida is just barreling down toward this 13.
Yeah, and although it's an uphill battle, we've seen that you can definitely come back though, so.
Yeah. Right now, we see the Sky Ultimate coming out. It's going to be shot by Bandito using the op, just saved up to use the op and is using it to good use. Viper Ultimate is also going to be used by Central Florida right now. That operator is really keeping a quick eye down the hallway of B. They're going to try to push in now under this Viper Ultimate.
Shells moves in because he hears the plant.
Bandito picks him out before he can plant the spike. Bible was able to take out Calvin D and Bandito, so now that Bandito's out of the way, Dreammaker picks up that op, though, and is able to take out Kaylee. Rudy also taken out, and Boise State has to be breathing a sigh of relief that they are back in the driver's seat, forcing this Viper back in to reconsider her strategy.
Yup. It was a good play by Central Florida to take that early pick disadvantage and just try to make what they can of it, just move an ultimate right onto a pinch point and try to push in, but it just wasn't really, the foothold wasn't there enough, and Boise State was able to take that zone too quickly. Boise State kind of scoots back. They thought the Viper maybe sprint all the way to the other side. They haven't commit to A, but they're not holding B like they were.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. Oh my goodness.
Bible's scouting it out, just kind of enjoying his time here. If he can guarantee that there's no one back there. Oh, he sees one. Oh, they did. Oh, he's taking
He's able to take out one and is now
Bible
going to
takes
try
one.
to rush back to B to plant it really
sure
fast
just
here.
sprinting a plant.
10 seconds left.
They're on his tails, though.
Boise State's in hot pursuit. No, it's going to take a while there. Is able to plant the spike. Shells takes him out, though, and that's going to be enough time for Boise State to defuse.
Too well done. That Viper was just trying to use the utility, kind of set the scene, and really zone themselves in there to hold the post plant, but caught with utility in hands, and Boise State hot on his tail. He was down right there. It was a nice little finisher there.
Yep, plenty of time just to see what the other team dropped there. Actually going to wait, just going to try to share the defuse here. Okay, I appreciate the teamwork here, but don't give me too much of heart palpitations right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this a little BM, or is he actually sharing the spike? All right, well played. Yeah, enjoying the small victories. 10-7 now. Hopefully that foothold is enough to, we saw a lot of ults come out. Now they're technically at the ult advantage. Hopefully that last win gets them a little bit out of that snowball pit of a econ disadvantage that they were in.
One thing I've noticed, Cypher hasn't used his ult anytime. I mean, he had it for the whole first half there. I understand you have to kind of judge on when it's safe to use, obviously.
Yeah, and that is a classic Cypher problem. We honestly, and in pro match and in high and low elo, Cypher ult, for me, honestly, is just not called enough. A lot of people wait for that perfect time to use it instead of just popping it, because you know that Cypher's been killing people all game, so he could probably have it a second time now. So I think you really got to consider round utility is important, but how much value is it getting over the course of the game, you know?
And Cypher's ult doesn't take that many points to charge up in the first place.
I mean,
it's not like Sova's ult where you need a whole bunch.
No, or the most recent addition to Sage's ult where it takes the max. Oh, some first contact here in mid. We see 3 players holding the mid, and Central Florida's kind of backing off a little bit, letting them take the zone.
Boise State is going to defend onto B right now. Central Florida has a pretty good hold on the center right now, so Vidart is going to be going out. Unfortunately, they have a hold on center, and that Hawk is going to get the Sova right there, so a bit of information for them. Sova throws out the Owl in response. That's going to be taken out. Is able to get the shot, though, onto Boise State, so that gives them a little bit of information. Bandito, though, with that op, is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, every team has their player that just loves using that op, and it's Bandito for Boise State.
Excellent moves. Takes another one. Only one left in Central Florida. He's picking him off.
Now Central Florida. Oh, look at that from Kaylee. Is going to try to make a run at it. Jet Dash is out of the way, but Calvin takes him out, and Boise State is staging their own return.
Got too excited with that kill right there in mid. Didn't realize that maybe, he was a little more swarmed than he was, and just let that reload be the death of him. Ooh.
Turret out.
And you can just see Calvin kind of wrapping the bow on that. Boise State also has been able to make their way toward their own ultimate advantage now, so they are definitely staged to make their comeback here, as well as they are finally having enough credits to kind of get the loadouts they want. Bandito just doing work on that.
Bandito first blood, just thirsty for those kills. Like I said, I was excited to see Bandito in the op on this map in particular. I knew it was going to be a playground for him. Ooh, that utility's coming out, giving some information. A lot more shooting through the smoke. We'd love to see it. Going for that ult orb, though.
Cypher's going to throw out his smoke right now, but here comes Dreammaker also peering through. Here goes Bandito on the op right now, is just waiting to see if anyone peeks out, or just letting his presence be known by just shooting out.
Just holding the ADS and just popping it off every once in a while. The wall's up, though. Looks like it's going to start moving in. He's got to be careful when he moves over.
Ooh, and Ryujin with a great pick onto Bandito. That is actually really crucial right there. That gives them enough time that they can go and plant. Hunter's Fury, though, is going to put some pressure on the Sova right now from Central Florida. They managed to gather themselves and still continue the plant right now. Bible takes out Your Hat, giving Central Florida just a little bit of a chance. The Shock Dart is going to be able to get the Sky, though, just barely. Now the Viper wall goes up, but the Hawk is going to land right there onto Viper 2 times in a row, but he still doesn't get the Viper.
Takes him.
Last player standing.
Right around the corner here. Unfortunately, he's taken down. Very, very low health on that Sky, though, and we know we're dealing with a really ballsy. Tries to 3-shot with the classic just to get any health at all off of him. He knows he's such low health. That is such just a rough risk to lose at right there. I would have made this exact same mistake, honestly.
Well, I sure hope that Boise State has saved up for a rainy day, because losing that op, losing your favorite,
a tragedy.
Losing your favorite toy.
Yep. It's all right though.
But well, is it truly all right? Because Central Florida has now kind of changed everything around.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for this Cypher to use his ult, though. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, and with so many ults on the table, it feels like, you know,
okay, now they have all 5, so
all of them. Yeah, hopefully we get to see something tonight.
Okay, the Hunter's Fury is going to be used right
and
there. Is it going to pick up anyone?
Clearing the, just clearing the site with those Seekers. Unfortunately, the Seekers are taken out, so all it got them is information. They're moving in with the flashes and the Hunter's Fury. Did it get a lot of utility out of it?
Dreammaker was down at half health. Bandito was able to pick up Ryujin. Oh, but it's going to get taken out by the grenade from the Rays. And now the plant is coming down from Central Florida. Boise State is going to find themselves 1 down right now. They're just looking. Cypher is going to be able to take out Your Hat there. And there comes the mind hack out, giving them the information on where Shells is. So now they can just have the advantage of just waiting for the peek out. They have that doorway locked down so well.
They really do. Shells has just got to be keeping watch on both of those pyramids right there. They've got the whole backside to play with, and he's low on time.
Yeah, I don't think he has time. And they also whittled him down to below half health. He is going to make a move, though, toward point A.
Yep, he was able to
still
clear
haven't
that
been able
side
to take him out, but now he's very low on health. Kayla is too, though, so will he be able to take him out, though? There isn't enough time, though. That spike is going to go off.
And they take him in the last second. You know, you had a good plan there, you know, saying I've got, you know, 2 sites to watch here. I may as well send the Wolf down 1 to clear it out so I can use that as an avenue to angle isolate down the other. But they sprint off to the other side and were able to catch him in the air right there. And you just can't go for the spike diffuse when there's 2 people on you. As soon as you stand up to take care of what's chasing you, the other one takes you. So you've got to make sure you clear that site down to at least a 1-1 before you can sprint onto that spike. So he was in a rough position to begin with. Especially, like you're saying, with that having your kind of hands tied with the being stuck in the hallway right there after that utility or the ultimate is used on you.
Well, the knives are going to be brought out immediately from Boise State. They have to recognize that they cannot lose any more rounds, so this guy is going to try to give herself, Bandito's going to give himself every opportunity to get a pick here or there. First pick is going to go on to Ryujin, putting Boise State at the advantage right now. Bandito still hasn't taken a shot with these knives thus far. Dreammaker is just going to go on to the left pyramid here. Knows that they are going to be pushing through that hallway due to all the util being pushed through there. So right now they know where Central Florida is, they just can't be too careless. Okay, he's going to throw out that dart there. Bandito picks up 2 with the knives, though. And that's the opportunity for Bandito to just go toward there. Does he know There is one.
One enemy
He
remaining.
doesn't, and the Sova is able to even it up. But Boise State. Oh no!
Wow. I was not expecting
wow.
that. Yeah, no. City's definitely holding his ground here. He's splashed into a corner though, and the spike is down.
Ooh.
Goodness. A lot of times we see City there pull something out of his pocket that we honestly weren't ready for.
Yeah, he has staying power.
He kind of does. Yeah, especially in these 1vx situations, he does not waver. But it's not enough. He was not strong enough to take on that 1v3, especially flashed into a corner like that. That was a good play by Shells there.
Okay, Boise State, both teams actually are going to still have their Viper ultimate available, so.
Central Florida here finally with a B play. I was tired of looking at those pyramids.
Yeah, that's true. They're like a, you ever see National Lampoon's Vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clark, let's see the Grand Canyon. Let's see the pyramids. Take a look. Okay, let's go. So I'm glad they've moved on. Okay, so let's see. Exit here is throwing out. That is going to find out Dreammaker right there. They know where he is after he took out Kale.
And the shock dart right on top.
Dart out with the angle there. He's going to throw another one out to try to get him, but look at him taking out two.
Oh.
Getting his triple.
3K, yeah.
Following it up with the Owl, trying to find out what Cypher is, but Calvin is just going to be happy to pick that up there. Boise State is making a run to push us into overtime, but they still have 2 rounds to go before that happens.
Excellently played. I am glad that the camera switched just in time to see the dot on the nose. Just crosshair on the jaw right there for that last little op shot. Or sniper shot at least.
Yeah, great play right there. Final shot there.
Oh, we see an early wall onto A. Still, you know, halfway through the buy round here. That's nice.
Yeah, that's certainly
interesting though, because they're still going for a split push. So
yeah, it might be trying to do a reverse psychology there. Bandito is going to be trying to peer through that hallway to find out Central Florida if they try to push onto A.
Yeah, it did not bait any movement at all because we still have 1 or 2 standing strong on B. Sure enough.
Viper ult brought out by Central Florida. Boise State not having any ult right now.
Yep, we still have 2 on A though. It seems like they're trying to, you know, make our jobs more difficult.
But it gives all the information to Boise State on where they know Central Florida is going to be pushing right now.
It does.
You see Ryujin has just a little bit of health shaved off as that raise bot gets thrown out, as well as the grenade is going to catch Calvin D off guard. Just shave a little bit of his health off, but not enough for him to pick out Ryujin. Dreammaker also with a double.
And the ult goes down. He is pushing on to hold that site down while his friends rotate over.
Yeah, great use there of that Killjoy is going to give them enough time, but not for Bible there. It still pushes through there. It could still close it for Central Florida. They are still on match point, so any major rally there from Central Florida can just close out this match and drive us to a game 3. Bible is able to get Bandito through the wall there. Now it is open 2-2.
Our last 2 players are just sitting right on top of the spike, though. They've got the place pretty holed up, so hopefully they're able to delay a real push from Central Florida. And if Central Florida gets the bomb, there's no way they're going to be pushing back into A, which means there's a real time advantage here. So they've got to go just full guns in and take care of business here.
Yeah. Oh.
10 seconds left.
Just as Dreammaker looked away there, he didn't see them. He gave them the opportunity to push on to
right
A.
through. They're on A site, and if he can't hold it hard enough here, they'll go right for the plant.
Oh,
a very last-second clutch there.
Oh my
that was a little worrying.
That was. He just turned away at just the wrong moment.
It was like they were on each other's comms. That was tragic. I thought for sure once they got spiked.
Yeah, here we go. Here. Oh, he just turns his back.
That's just rough. And then they double angle take this guy right here in cave, secured. The call's made too late, and they just weren't able to make it in time, luckily, though.
Okay, Boise State is 1 point away from overtime here. I can't believe it. These are 2 extremely evenly matched teams.
Yeah, it's been crazy, and matched in completely different ways.
But he's taking. Knows they're coming through there with that owl drone there. Is able to get the pick onto Kale and onto Cypher too.
2 kill, tries to get out of the way. Oh, that flash comes in at just the right time. He was almost able to make a 3 kill out of it, but now the op's right by the doorway, and Sky moves in. Goodness, and just the stone cold looking right into the Owl Drone's eyes and taking the dart because you know you might be able to get an op shot out of it.
Ooh, Central Florida now is finding themselves their backs against the wall. Ryujin with low health right now.
And the spike goes down. We're in a classic situation. Oh, no, he is out. That's into overtime.
absolutely caught on the flank right there. Dreammaker, excellent play.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just like a deuce in tennis then. You know, you got to get the advantage and then pull out the victory. And who knows how long we're going to be heading into overtime.
You can already see right here, though, Dreammaker creeping in and taking through that hallway while just letting the rest of the team take on the front of trying to stave off that front doorway into cave. So that was an excellently played pinch right there that totally won them the match.
Well, the Cypher's definitely going to be more happy that he's on defense where he's more suited.
Sure is, yep.
That goes there.
He's going to throw out his trip wires, throw out his smoke as well. Boise State has to decide where they want to push through. It looks like they're going to go kind of a mid-A split push.
Goodness, and the second round overtime is a big deal too.
Okay, Cypher also throwing out his smoke there. Is just going to push that right into the cave. Kayla is also keeping watch over that doorway there.
Oh,
here we go, Boise State going through this doorway here. Can they get onto the pyramids in time? Oh, Rudy caught off guard by Shells, and there's Bandito as well taking out Kayla. They are going to be able to get the plant, but Ryujin is fighting back furiously, trying to even it up. Ooh, can he be able to do it? There goes the shock dart.
Utility takes him out right from the corner. That was such a good play there, being able to say, oh, the wolf is out. You know, he's standing still, just shock dart him. Ooh, X-City trying to hold his ground here. Nope, unfortunately his double peek is taken, and they know.
Oh, but look at Bible here. Oh, it is all down to Bible here. Can he do it? Oh, he takes a little bit of damage, though. Boise State has the advantage, though, of trying to force him. Bible doesn't have that much time, though. He has to make a decision as the Hawk comes out, is able to flash him, and he gets taken down by your hat.
Woo! That is a leg up in the overtime for Boise State.
Match point.
Oh, it has been back and forth between these two teams.
It sure has.
Boise State has the advantage as we head into round 26.
Goodness, 26 for this match. They're still at night advantage as well as match advantage here, but we have seen some incredible comebacks, so nothing is off the table. There it was.
Great play by your hat there. They really just kind of forced Central Florida into a bad spot. Okay, so here comes Central Florida. It looks like they're going to be kind of evenly dividing their time. Look at Bandito. That is a huge pick with the op there. Boise State has to be feeling good about that.
Yeah, taking off that, I think, top fragger right off the bat with the op. That's always nice. Oh, and takes, oh no, your hat was taken.
Oh, so now it's even
down
up
to 4-4,
again.
Yep. We've seen a lot of things towards A.
We see the Cypher is going to throw up that camera there, try to get him a bit more of some information. Boise State now needs to defuse the spike.
And Central Florida has set up already for a good post-plant scenario. The gate only just opened, and they already have utility right on top of the bomb, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Boise State's able to come in, sweep things up, clear out well enough. Oh no!
Look at Rudy here with the
Rudy's
double!
able to take a double before he goes down.
Oh, is it enough for Central Florida right now? They have their spike down. Boise State has to defuse it, so they put Boise State into a bad situation. The flash does go onto the sky, as well as the shock dart. Dreammaker takes him out. It is all up to the race now. Who gets it down to 1-1? Oh, I don't think it's enough time for Boise State. No, it is not. Oh, it is tied up again.
A tragedy. That's all right. Goodness.
Switching sides.
Oh man, they were just throwing everything they could at Ryujin right there. That was a good time. She was just had no option but to keep there, even though they had 2 shock darts on her and were coming in from both angles. That's rough, but she was able to hold off the bomb long enough to just leave it to a 1v1. Bringing them back into tie overtime. That sets us to double overtime.
Okay, Central Florida's turn to now try to defend here. Here we go. Boise State looks like they're going to try to push through this hallway or A here. Throws out the owl drone as well. Your hat gets the first one, but is answered right back by the sofa. Captures an ult orb as well. Boise State wants to try to build up to an ult as soon as they can here. There goes the raise grenade onto Boise State. Bandito with a great catch onto Kayla, but gets taken out by Rudy in return. And Rudy's really been coming through here clutch in overtime for Central Florida with his double last round. And then is he going to be able? No.
No, he's taken.
Just as I say that.
Oh man, we got a lot of excitement from the team back there.
My apologies
to
Rudy for jinxing him.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Sides.
He was really working overtime there and carrying too much weight, but he's down now.
Well, Boise State back into the advantage now.
They sure are.
But Central Florida, I mean, we could still have this tied up, and we still don't know if we're going into a game 3 or not. This is such a close round. Still, no one has built up their ultimate yet, but they're getting very close here. And with Boise State just on the precipice of a victory, as soon as they get one, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to just use it. But here they go. Sova's going to throw out his tracing dart right now. Get some great angles there.
Yeah, that was incredible. I don't know if that was intentional, but it was definitely incredible.
It looked impressive, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Give it to him.
Ooh, gets flashed there.
Off eyes right there from the nest.
Bandito is trying to keep an eye out for this op here. Ooh, they're peeking that op. It is a risky proposition to try to take him out, though. Okay,
people moving right up into that A site. We've seen a lot of... Oh, I'd like to note, though, that Spike is still in pocket right here. No one's holding the Spike, and if we get a good flank, that will be made aware pretty quickly. Looks like Rudy's, though, going back to hold on to it. Pick up after that mid-aggression that they've had, trying to, you know, now that they're down a person, they can't be playing games like that. Moving into B, maybe? A, maybe? They're keeping their... never letting them know which move is next, and Boise State's aware.
Oh, evens it up, taking out Bandito and the op threat as well. It's got to be good for Central Florida to know. And Cypher also has his camera in the cave looking over A, so he has a pretty good shot of Boise State still hanging around A. Shells gets taken out, and are we tying it up again? Your hat is certainly going to try to prevent that from happening.
Central Florida chasing out the backside there. Maybe not the call to make. They're just losing people to our Boise State, moving slowly in through here backside. Spike goes down, and they know where the classic Spike is. I love that. Ooh, almost got caught there. Didn't quite see that that re-peek off that Spike plan.
Oh, doesn't get flashed by the Hawk.
Your hat.
Is going to peek around. Great play from your hat here. Can he close it out? They need to defuse this Spike, though. They still have Bible and Rudy defending here. Bible's going to peek out there, isn't able to take him out. Your hat on to Rudy. That's going to be it. Down. They just need to defuse the Spike. Woo! They have enough time. And clutch there in overtime. Boise State gets their first victory in Valorant.
On the toes of double overtime after a pullback of the century. That 9-point gap in the first round that we saw, the first map, sorry. Absolutely get caught up. People were on their toes in the lobby for sure.
Wow, what a great performance from the Broncos. It could have gone either way. Rudy and Bible had a lot of health, so it certainly could have gone either. But in overtime, Boise State gets the victory against UCF 2-0. But really, a 2-0 doesn't tell the whole story of this match.
Sure not.
By
You've got
any
to go
stretch.
watch the VODs for sure to
And
understand how close that was.
Ooh, okay. Well, what a match for Boise State. And, of course, Boise State Esports is brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 positions offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Ooh, so at this point, we normally kind of give our shout-outs to the player of the game. Do you have any predictions?
Goodness.
Your first time predicting.
Okay, player of the game in total, we saw some excellent plays from McCity for sure, but I would honestly have to give it to our op handler on our side.
You took my prediction,
yep.
Bandito.
I'm sorry, but Bandito just pulled some absolute hat tricks in there. So those are probably my team tops as it's going for, you know, just score plays to show up on the main screen.
I mean, if I had to give it to the other team, there's Sova. He had such a good time with that Odin on Ascent there. I mean, Boise State couldn't push through B to save their lives, basically.
He couldn't. He really held the ground there. And the Sova Odin Ascent B is always something you see, but it's not something you see persevered every round. He really did a good job of just holding it in there. And he had some, like, end-of-the-round holds as well, too, when he was, like I was saying, 1vx. We got to give it to him. He did do well, but let's see who it is.
It's Dreammaker. Oh, no, Bandito.
Oh, there we go.
They faked us out. But yeah, your first prediction comes correct. And yeah, when you get your op holder who's just more than happy to strike fear into the hearts of the other team, that's going to be a great play.
And on such an op playground like this, we saw so many first bloods coming right off the bat from Bandito. Like, we hadn't finished talking about their, you know, gun picks for the round or where they even settled up. And Bandito, 5 seconds in, consistently were just taking people out.
Well, Boise State's Player of the Game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Bandito is the Idaho Central Credit Union Player of the Game.
Oh,
and now as we prepare to wrap up the night, do you have any final thoughts for your first time casting? What a night.
Definitely, yeah. No, first time casting, and more importantly, I feel first Gridiron Rivals of the season. That was honestly just a fantastic match from start to finish, both sides. Mad respect for Florida Central for holding on to that and looking for the comebacks as well, too.
Well, that has been Jem and Smeller bringing you the Valorant match. Boise State, 2 great victories for the night in Rocket League and Valorant, starting off their season with a forceful note. But that's going to do it for us tonight. We will leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, as we said earlier, is a great sponsor of Boise State Esports. That's going to do it for us tonight. You have a good one.
Oh, now we can just play nasty. We can bring out the Odins, we can bring out the Ops, and we can get sloppy. But you know the team knows everything you know as far as economy goes at this point. Wow, another really aggressive push, and we're straight onto site.
Yeah, just hopping through there. That's not really going to work out. They bring out the Hunter's Fury, trying to get rid. Is able to take out Bandito in the air. Now, even if they don't locate a ghost there, one is still using Classic.
Wow,
so that's
and
just
then early
the
2 down. The knives are out.
Yeah, with knives used by Boise State, it looks like that is going to be one they wish they could get back. Killjoy is going to be the only one left, and has the fort. That is not.
Especially as Sova having that. Oh, we are on site. Oh, 1-2 taken. Goodness, Rudy is on a roll. Takes 3 in a row. Spike is down, and they own the site right now. Dreammaker just trying to get anything, just trying to sneak in. They're coming for him though. Moves right in, and they are able to take him. And almost pulling down. When he saw the raise in there, he knew there was too many people and he couldn't take him. He was out of time. Runs, but just doesn't quite make it. Like you're saying.
Bible peeking through here is going to face 2 members of Boise State. He is the only one left. And they're going to throw it. Boise State throws on their own Killjoy here.
But Bible is right on top of it.
Yeah, he is.
But he doesn't get it.
Boise State picks up the puck is going to land right there onto Viper 2 times in a row, but he still doesn't get the Viper.
Takes him.
Last player standing.
Right around the corner here. Unfortunately, he's taken down. Very, very low health on that Sky, though, and we know we're dealing with a really ballsy, tries to 3-shot with the Classic just to get